All right.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back. This chapter is going to be 10:15. Another big whammy, yet again. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about this time, just like last time. Last few chapters have been going crazy. So when we get right into it, cameo from Senor Pink. We've not seen him in a long time, dude.
Best
Yeah.
cover story since Dressrosa.
The best cover story since Dressrosa? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Senor
this is
Pink.
clearly canon, dude. So he escaped. So this is a cover story.
I
The
accept that.
best cover story since Dressrosa. Okay. Interesting.
Have we had really good ones since then?
I
Thinking
mean,
about it.
besides the ending of it, I liked following Capone's boys.
All right, that's
Besides
pretty
the
funny.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty cool. I like him. I kind of wish I could see his diaper, but whatever.
Hmm.
Mm.
Interesting.
What do you think they're carrying him in?
True. All right, enough with this fucking bullshit cover page. Let's get to the real meat and potatoes, all right? This is my chapter and I want to get into it. All right.
Go right ahead.
We ready, boys?
Yeah,
All right. So we started off with fucking Luffy drowning. That basically, so I don't want to say deconfirms because it's gonna happen, but it gets rid of the Momo like catching him out of the air thing. But we'll talk about what's gonna happen there later. And gets rid of like the carrot theories and whatnot. So like, whatever. I think we talked about it at the end, but I don't remember 100%. If we saw him in the
that was
water,
done last chapter.
we saw him in the water last chapter.
Yeah, last chapter started with him going in the water.
Well, it started with him falling off, didn't it?
He splashed in the water.
Yeah, he
Yeah, a little
splashed
bit
in the
into it, you
water.
can see him going into
Dude,
it.
my memory is tripping. All right, well, that's that, and we see fucking Chopper's been fucking going at it still. Like, I'm actually genuinely surprised at how long he's like holding off fucking Queen for.
I mean, it just means that like a lot of time hasn't passed because we saw he had 10 minutes left. So obviously, it hasn't even been 10 minutes since this point. So
Yeah, but even like so the last time we saw Chopper like throwing Queen around, joking around and shit, and like Queen was spewing jokes at him and whatnot, kind of taunting him. And now like Queen's attacking back and Chopper's still like holding off, I guess. He's getting bit in the arm here, and he's just like focused elsewhere at the moment, on the fact that Luffy is losing or whatever. So I don't know. I'm just a little surprised that Chopper's been holding off. I thought Queen was like kind of teasing him a bit.
I mean,
that's
that's because like literally like 5 seconds have passed since that panel happened. That's probably why.
Yeah, but like we see Chopper's reaction here, and he continues fighting even beyond it. So it's like, you know,
he's losing his.
like
motivation.
he's getting attacked right now, but he's focused elsewhere, right? And that's like kind of like brushing off Queen slightly, which I think is cool. Maybe you guys don't see it that way. I do.
I see it that way.
I just think
a
Chopper's
little
being
bit.
cool.
He seems like he's more focused on he's just totally distracted right now. He's like, oh, ow, but then he's like more concerned about Luffy than he is with what's going on in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of comes off to me, which is cool. I mean, Chopper.
I just think a big thing is that like a lot of people, and like I'm guilty of this as well. I think most of us are like the Yonko commanders as like Chopper and Nami and Usopp and them like wouldn't. I mean, I know Chopper has Monster Point right now, but like they wouldn't even like stand a chance. It's a 1 second deal, right? But like Chopper is kind of extending this, and it is looking at this panel now. It definitely is like literally 1 second's past. Fucking Queen is still upside down. I didn't even notice that. This is he fucking used his neck to turn himself around. His like robot neck. That's fucking great. That's good stuff. But yeah,
Queen is just
I don't know.
Yeah. So we're getting reactions from the allies here. Worried about Luffy, obviously. But
And the smile users that are just commending the samurai for fighting so hard.
Yeah, dude, they're on their side for good now, bro. There ain't no switch around coming.
All right.
No,
No, these guys are enemies still. The enemy smiles are commending the samurai.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about the what are they? The pleasures or whatever. The
I'm
No.
so I'm noticing a pretty big time discrepancy now that we have the monster point indication. That
Mhm.
whole fight just before Kaido went into his hybrid form. So Luffy really wasn't fighting him for as long as we thought.
wait, what do you mean?
So Kaido's hybrid form is revealed the chapter after Chopper goes into Monster Point and starts fighting Queen for the first time.
Wasn't that like? Oh, I hate that I have to like fucking look for this shit. I feel like there were like some kind of cuts back and forth a lot of the time though, which I don't want to say for sure if that's the case.
Yeah,
but
but
even then, the 30 minutes that Chopper tacked on to this, like it still could have been a full 30 minutes since then almost, right?
he has less than 10 minutes. He says it's chapter 1007 is when it
Yeah.
happens. But I look back for it because we had that one translation that said, it's been several dozen minutes since Luffy first started fighting Kaido with his
Yeah.
Conqueror's Haki. And I guess that's just a really bad translation error now.
So wait, where here is the discrepancy coming from? What line is this referring to?
So you have Chopper who said his monster point only lasts 30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then you have the flashback with Sanji getting Zoro and Law or whatever. That says a few dozen minutes have passed.
Yeah, I know that part. I'm talking about this part. Where in
So
this chapter does that get contradiction?
that's the discrepancy.
So,
is
just
Chopper has been in Monster Point for 20 minutes, which means that Luffy did not even fight Kaido for 20 minutes. He probably fought Kaido for like 5 minutes because
that's what you're talking
1007. Yeah, because 1007 is before Big Mom even gets knocked off the roof.
Just one
Yeah.
thing to point out
That's-
as well, the literal translation of that is like a few 10, but that doesn't really work in English, right? When you say a few 10, but that
Yeah, a few
is-
dozen is like the only
that-
kind
they're
of close
just
thing we have.
rounding
To...
it, yeah, because otherwise the dialogue just sounds weird. But yeah. It's
So
like,
basically 20
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, that still
Right.
doesn't really. Yeah.
The word "few" might not work very well. But I
See, I
guess
imagine
"few"
in
is
the
being used here
Japanese-
to refer to 2 instead of 3.
Well,
it
see, I
usually is.
imagine the Japanese, if it's saying like a few tens, it's not actually saying increments of 10. It's just saying several, like summing it up just colloquially.
Well, it'd still be like
And
20 minutes, right?
Yeah. By the way, if you guys have any,
no, it'd be way less than 20 minutes.
if anybody listening has input, where you can type in VC manga, that's the chat I've opened. We'll be able to see what you say.
If anyone wants to help like fact check this for me too, go for it.
I actually don't. I
So-
don't think there's any discrepancy.
Well, Bean, I didn't realize. I agree with you. I didn't realize that also, but I was gonna bring up another thing, which is that I feel like Neko and Pedro, or not Pedro, Neko and Sicilian should have made it to the life floor before Sanji and them, but he didn't. So
If it's like been 30 whole minutes or whatever.
no, I mean they started going towards like the life floor at a faster pace than Kawamatsu and Izo were.
Well, it's that Sanji's just that fast. You know?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we can go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think that's just like a vague. It's not like a huge discrepancy or anything. We know that it's been 20 minutes since Chopper's been in his form or whatever. Like
So,
it.
That was mostly addressing what's up.
Why is Sanji using his hands here with a weapon?
He's using his shoulders actually.
I don't know. It looks like he's holding that weapon with his hands to me.
No, he's using his shoulders. He's using his shoulders. You know.
I just don't
No,
know.
it's all in
It's like
the hips,
it's like tucked
man.
under his armpit, bro. It's tucked under his armpit.
Okay.
Just fact. I don't know.
Can we talk about that like Kappa looking smile that
frog.
he's knocking around?
It's just a frog, dude. Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
frog. A frog
He's just a
smile.
normal
that
frog.
is a Kappa.
How's it a Kappa?
just a general depiction of it. Like we can't see its face, but it looks like it has
There's
the kappa
literally a
hair from the
kappa right
back and
next
the
to
little
him on the right.
loincloth.
You're saying this is the kappa on
You
the left?
fucking
Yeah, bro. It's just a frog, bro. He has frog legs. That's his smile. He's frog legs and arms.
Yeah, it's a frog smile, but I mean like that's a kappa, you know, tribute homage, I guess.
Sure, bro. Maybe. You got to see the top of his head to say for sure, you know?
No, that's the frog in the well that Zoro was talking about in Fishman Island.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Okay.
Anyway, we can go on. So we get
Before we
the-
move on, I just want to say about the hands thing. It's funny that Sanji's just fucking smacking around and Zoro's just sleeping through it.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
Fucking, he's just sleeping straight through it, bro. He's not feeling any of it.
Yeah,
I wish he was
But
holding
yeah.
Zoro by like. I wish he
Yeah.
was holding Zoro by the head to look like he was swinging a sword.
Yeah, it'd be
True.
kind of funny. Yeah, but.
That'd be pretty
Well, anyway,
humorous.
next page, where we see Queen like outright say like what we rarely, I feel like we rarely see this from like the Yonko commanders and like people. A lot of the times that the fandom will be like, "Eh, man, he wasn't even trying" or whatever. Like Queen is just actually
Yeah, actually wasn't,
saying
yeah.
here like, "Yeah, I wasn't. I was just playing along with this." And everyone's like cheering him on. Then he's like, "Yeah, I don't know."
I do want to say
His
that I'm not
translation's a
sure if
little
like he was in.
strange, compared to the
Which
the
one?
fan scans. Queen's dialogue. Hey, I was only playing games with you because I thought you wanted to play. Oh, you know what this? I
Yeah,
guess
it's like
means?
redundant.
This is like
I think it's
what
about
he's saying
the
here.
same meaning.
No, yeah, what he's I misread it for a split second. I think what he's saying here is just the same thing. It's like Chopper's losing his will to fight, and now Queen is like, you don't even want to fight anymore. I thought you wanted to actually play around with me. It's like that, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
Chopper's like upset about Luffy and not focusing on the battle.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that works.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. That's actually a good point. You're right.
I honestly just figured.
So
he
it's
was
it's
getting
not like I
tired.
wasn't trying. It was like I just wanted to play with you as well, and now you're not even fucking focusing on me anymore.
Maybe
type
it's
shit.
yeah, a bit of both. He's like,
Your
yeah,
mind's elsewhere.
I was playing with you for a little bit. I think, yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I do think the fucking wording is like really redundant though.
It comes
Just
off a little
the
strange at first, but now that I looked at it for like more than 10 seconds, I'm like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
yeah. But then he like starts to fucking wind up for his beam, and while Parasparrow's like, all right, I'm bringing out the big guns as well. I wonder if has Parasparrow been doing this exact attack prior to this, or is it like
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
in
took.
general?
Yeah, they already did it last. He did it last chapter. They took cover, and I guess the cover is gone now.
Well, that's
Okay.
why people have arrows sticking out of them in the top.
Well, yeah. I just figured he was shooting arrows, not like doing a giant fucking rainstorm of it, you know?
No.
Yeah. But
That's what
I
he
guess
said.
that's the case.
That's what he did last chapter. Yeah, he did like it was like a rain. We talked about that actually.
Mm-hmm. I
This
think I
one
saw
might be,
something on
a
like
bigger attack or something. It seems like it's like a different translation for what he did, like apocalyptic candy shower or whatever.
yeah.
Did
I
you
also
hold it,
I
Charles?
saw
don't
something
actually
on
remember. I don't remember whether he did or not.
I saw something on Reddit say that like the fucking Japanese for arrow and rain are like similar or some shit. So this is probably a pun that doesn't translate well to English, by the way. So that's that's a cool little thing.
Didn't hear
Parasparrow
about
got a
it.
cool attack name.
Yeah, it's cool. I like this for Parasite. We talked about it last chapter, but I'll just briefly go over it. Where I like the role he's kind of playing here. He's just playing like a PVE what's the word
AoE attacks and
yeah,
shit.
AoE, yeah. He's just like sitting back doing these attacks that just kind of like hurt everybody, but he's not like taking any active role here.
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like,
he's just
just
like
like
auto control.
yeah. That's cool. It's
It's
cool in that
fucking
sense for
he's
sure.
shooting the shit as usual too. Like the slaughter of their generals throw them into disarray. It's just
Yeah, he's
doing
just
his
laughing
usual
at
fucking
everyone.
shit talk.
Yeah.
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 No one even hears
I
him.
love it, bro.
Like he's just like fucking
Yeah,
talking
he's
to
just
himself.
talking to himself like so smug. Like,
Yeah.
Parasparrows is one of my fucking favorites now.
He's great.
He's definitely risen up.
I love that him and Queen are kind of getting a shared spotlight as the enemies here because they're kind of similar in a little bit of a way here. I don't know. Like they just
Really?
They're not that similar.
Well, I
But
mean,
just,
they're both sadistic.
yeah, they're just
They're both
kinda,
really
Yeah, I can see that.
enjoying being
yeah,
sadistic.
they're enjoying it. Yeah, that's I guess what I mean. Yeah, like King is
I
like
could see
more of like
that.
a serious business guy. Same with Jack, but Queen is like the guy who's just like actually having fun with like hurting everybody and stuff like that. So
Yeah, like how
Yeah.
Paris Sparrow during Whole Cake was like taking his time to shit talk and whatnot, and like Queen was doing his games with his Ice Oni and shit.
yeah, yeah,
I could see that. They like to relish in the moment.
yeah. So that's
Yeah, they're the hosts, like the game show hosts, basically for their arcs.
man. And then we get these teeth, dude. Queen is just full of surprises, man. I love his whole kit. Like he's got these like needle teeth that come out of his teeth, and he's still
Yeah,
smoking
that makes
a
me wonder.
cigar. Like,
Yeah. It makes me
I
wonder
don't know.
though.
At some
Are
point,
those,
this
like,
shit just
are there
doesn't make any
something-
sense.
it suspends my disbelief well enough. But it's fun. It's
No,
fun.
no,
there-
it doesn't make
So with
sense
the
as
needle
next
teeth
phase.
though, is there like some implication that maybe there's some sort of poison in it?
I
Like
was
like
thinking
their
that
actual
he had
needles?
to have been. Yeah, I was thinking he had to have been like putting a virus through there, right? Because those are
Yeah.
basically just. It would be weird if he
You
weren't
would-
capitalizing.
Yeah, you
Why is it
assume
that
he didn't
way?
say anything about it. Like nothing really implies that besides just knowing who he is and like what his kind of attacks have been so far.
Mhm. But at the same time,
Right.
with if you count as like the thing he said earlier as him actually he was messing around the entire time, and you see that he hadn't been using these needle teeth prior to that, I could see that being like the implication there, where like now he's gonna start using his technology proper
Yeah, I would
and
worry
whatnot.
if I was Queen. Like my thought process would be, number one, like I really don't want to accidentally prick myself in the gum with one of these and then die, or have to like go through suffering. And then number two, I mean, he's smoking here. He's gonna screw up his cigar with if there's poison in there. So maybe he doesn't have any poison. I don't know.
Dude,
Yeah,
I know.
it's One
I
Piece.
don't know, man. I don't think
I'm not
either
gonna
of
read
those
into
are
that.
really gonna.
I mean, he's probably
Yeah, he would
like
have,
Charles
like-
said. Queen's probably immune to his shit. He's probably immune to his own shit because that's
Good
what every
point.
single poison master is in every single anime and manga.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, he might
Most
be,
of 'em,
or
yeah.
at the very minimum, you know, I say, oh, he would die, but I didn't actually mean like he'd die. He'd have to like, you know, do work on himself or whatever, and put the
Yeah.
antibody or whatever. Yeah, Strides. We're discussing chapter 1015. Yeah, but yeah, that's cool. So he goes in. He's about to give Chopper a big bite, and Sanji comes out of nowhere, kicks him, shatters
Cooking
the
up,
teeth.
cooking with-
Shatter-
Listen,
or
I'm
the-
just gonna
Not
say-
only
spikes.
shatters the fake teeth.
Yo, I'm just gonna say rotisserie. What's a rotisserie made of? You know, like what's that? It's chicken, right?
It's a spinning.
Who's a bird here?
It's a spinning. Okay, dude.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be rotisserie chicken. Other things would be cooked.
I know. All right, but yeah,
that's
Sanji
cool.
comes in with
Sanji
his
comes in holding
his
Zoro
usual
still.
attack,
Gives him
just
a
over his
rock.
shoulder.
And this was like weirdest panel of the chapter. Next one.
Yeah,
The
I
fact-
stared at this for like 10 seconds.
The fact that he was able to make Queen spin around like this enough to block
Yeah,
the
so
arrows.
hype.
Like what? the
Not
fuck?
just
I mean,
block the
remember-
arrows.
Bro,
but
this
really
this was
fly
great.
over
This
it.
was great.
It's
I don't
cool.
care, this was
It's-
great.
It's cool, yeah, but it took me a second, like, because at first I was reading it and I thought what he did was like keep following his head around and kept kicking him, but it doesn't. That's probably not what he did.
Yeah, it just rotated. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he
he
just
just kicked him
spun
really,
around.
really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think his body's also spinning, and that's why it makes a little more sense if his body's spinning as well. Because he also went flying himself afterwards, right? So like, he's probably spinning with his body as an axis instead of just only his neck rotating around his body. Because like I was trying to think about like the physics of that, you know, of like how
Yeah,
your neck
honestly,
would.
I think his
Rotate
body
around
is
like that.
somehow spinning as well. Maybe not though. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's just
Oda
it,
like totally fogged
because he
it.
has a really long neck. So
Oda didn't even get it himself. He was
Well,
like,
no,
I'm just
no,
gonna
I-
fog up that area. We don't need to think about that.
But Bean, I know he has a long neck, but he's also like he gets thrown into Perispera after. So he's moving. This entire time he's spinning, and his body is like spinning along with him, I think, and they're like rotating along and getting pushed along, you know, in a certain direction. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
the way I took it was his neck was spinning, and at the end, it just whips his body around and into Parasparrow. Because he goes from upright to spinning onto his side too. But I mean, just
Yeah, I
for
don't know.
cartoon logic,
It's just
it was just his
Sanji.
neck spinning on an axis, you know.
Sanji is apparently just this clever, or just really. I'm gonna just err on lucky. I mean, it's just. It's so funny
I'm not
that,
gonna
like,
say
it's so funny that he kicks him, and not only does Queen gets injured, and then the rain of arrows is like all blocked, and on top of that, he manages to hit Peros as well. Like,
yeah, I'm not
that
gonna say the
is-
Paris thing was planned, but I think he intended to block the arrows at the
You
very
think so?
least.
You think so? That'd
Yeah,
be-
I mean, like
Mm.
he's just gonna let them sit there. He's gonna let the arrows hit everyone. He
I
just
don't know if
he just kicks
Sanji's-
Queen and left everyone.
Is his brain that big? Nah.
He's literally the smart one of the crew. Like give him some credit where he's supposed to have his credit, you know?
It's just,
No,
it's
that
just
was
funny.
all-
This
that
is a
was all
very
planned.
very funny situation.
Yeah, but I don't think he intended to hit fucking Parasparrow. That's just lucky as fuck. And then Parasparrow just screams Perorine as he's getting fucking knocked out of the way. Parasparrow isn't down, by the way. We all know that, right? I saw people
Yeah.
talking about that before.
Yeah, I don't know why people think he's down. He's definitely not down.
Yeah, he's
Probably
just standing
dies.
up immediately next chapter.
Probably just.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, huh?
But yeah, he'll be up.
The white eyes, bro. Kaido got knocked out by Luffy. Yeah. But yeah, we see this. I feel like this is really reminiscent of Usopp holding off against Jabra, and then Sanji coming in and saying like, "Hey, you held out for long enough," type shit. Do what you do best, and then he hands him Zoro to doctor him, you know? Just like he told Usopp to like go do your sniper shit. I'll handle it here.
Yeah.
You know?
Chopper's face has been reminding me of something.
Oh no.
Hold on a second. I don't know why, but when he's when he's been crying, he's just been reminding me of like one of these dogs. One of these like
Yeah, I can see that.
That's rude.
or like one
Oh, I
that's
can
like a
see
little
that.
more like a schnauzer maybe. I don't know. Cuz he's got the
Yeah,
fur
less
hanging out.
less flappy,
Yeah.
more
Yeah, I don't know.
more full.
Dude, you know we have one of those dogs, right?
You do?
Or well, we have a basset. I guess it's not a bloodhound. Well, we have a basset hound. Yeah.
Oh, your dog. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. I like
Bloodshot eyes.
I like here that Sanji's like actually just acknowledging that what they've accomplished so far is actually like, completely miraculous and ridiculous. Like he knows. He
It's like,
knows
yeah,
how
Luffy's done
crazy-
this shit before.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. That's yeah. Oda
That's-
reaching
it's
out to
almost
the
like
lady
Literally,
fourth
is like,
literally Usopp. This was literally Usopp and Chopper versus Mr. Four. They were like, Crocodile already killed Luffy. Like this shit has literally happened like almost verbatim,
Yeah.
and Chopper's bitching
Oh,
about
yeah,
it
yeah.
now.
No, he's worried. It's been a long time, man. You know.
Well, it was,
Nah,
it was
Chopper
kind
needs
of
to
like
have
he's
faith.
not
It was kinda
omnipresent,
like-
man. Shit.
at the time it was Usopp that was like being like, no, there's no shot, Luffy said, and like Chopper was freaking out, I think, at the time. It's like this fits his character. You'd think he
Yeah,
learned
and,
about
and
that,
was
but
that was like part of Chopper's phase where he was like still getting used to piracy as well. Like he was he kind of had like a long stretch where he was like finding his place on the crew a little bit during Alabasta. But yeah, anyway, that's besides the
Yeah.
point though. Yeah. So then we get some Zoro Sanji banter. Zoro just wakes up again to retort Sanji.
not when he hits him into a person. No, only when he gets a fucking
Yeah,
line
strength of
shot
10
at him.
when he's healthy, and yeah, 2000.
This is
He's
a
like
I,
two.
I think that's pretty accurate.
that's a callback to Zoe.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is. It is.
leave
Back on
that- leave that dinosaur to me. So it's looking like Sanji's gonna be fighting against Queen. We've got some apparent beef in the past between him and Judge. He looks angry about either Judge and Sanji or just Sanji or whatever. So
If
should
this
be
is
interesting.
happening, I do hope there is beef. I do hope it's more like charged
Yeah.
Has to be yeah.
beyond just this.
I mean, I imagine it's like Judge, Vegapunk, Queen, and maybe Caesar. I think they were like all together. And then they got caught, and maybe Judge like fucked them all, and
Well,
like
I
somehow
don't-
escaped by sacrificing the rest of them. And
I don't
Queen
know
was
if
also
would be a
like
part of that.
Yeah, Judge
I think
like
Queen would-
Vegapunk. They took Vegapunk because he's like the smartest. Judge like sold them out and then like got his kingdom or whatever. He got to keep like his kingdom, something maybe something like that.
Yeah, because there's like a theory that
Right.
fucking King is like was like a jailer or something because of his outfit is like so reminiscent of Shiryu's or whatever. And who knows? Maybe
Oh.
King actually did break them out. Who fucking knows? But
No, he would like
I-
unless it's the retcon, of course, he would have been mentioned if he was jailer. I think just like
Could be a
Shiryu
different
was,
prison,
right?
Different prison doesn't have to be impelled down.
Oh, not impelled down.
yeah,
I see. So it's looking like maybe they're taking a queen off of Marco's hands here, and I guess Marco's gonna be the one to fight.
Yeah, last few
Unless
chapters,
something happens and Sanji takes over somehow, but I don't think it.
Yeah, last few chapters we've not really seen exactly what Marco is doing. Same with King.
Yeah.
By the way, like we've just gotten very close-ups on Marco. We don't know what he's been doing.
Just him on fire right now. That's
just
it.
him up close.
Actual.
Same with like the other chapter, his reactions. Yeah, it's just been like up close.
His scuff
shots.
marks are remaining, bro. Uh-oh.
Oh, they've all been.
Did his scuff marks get healed before? Is that just like do they just keep those still
I
whenever
think
he's
it's-
healing?
No, that's been consistent.
I mean he's had them in the previous chapters, but we said that he had them in the previous chapters because he was already running out of stamina. So
Mhm. So we'll
Yeah.
we'll see where that is. He's still using the fire, but
Yeah.
they're not worth using. They're not worth expending that extra energy just to heal those random ass scuff marks.
yeah, true. Good point.
That
Good point.
sounds about right. Yeah.
That's reasonable.
But yeah, I think
Um,
we're gonna have Kawamatsu and Sanji versus Queen, and we're gonna have Izo and Marco versus King. At least initially,
think-
we'll have that.
Okay, I think Kawamatsu. I think I'm
Huh?
fucking died.
I cut out. What did you say?
Yeah, I cut out too.
I think every scabber is dying at this point. So I think if that does happen, then Queen is going to get a shot off on Kawamatsu, and it ends pretty early for him. To be honest, but at the
Just
same time,
because they're still injured and stuff. Because it cut
Not
out
just-
again, like earlier,
not-
so I missed it.
not just that, but like the way that things have been going with like Kiku and Kanjuro and fucking Ashura Doji and you know who else? I think we're just gonna get like the people that have been waiting for the walls or the borders to go down. Oh, Bean got kicked.
Nah, he
The
said he's
people
gonna
that have been waiting. Okay, the people that have been waiting for like the borders to go down and Wano's borders to open and whatnot. I think they're not going to actually get to see that, and it's going to be for the next generation, type of thing. And then the people that have been waiting for that long, like all the scabbards, are going to die during this arc. I'm
You think all the scabbards are gonna die?
Yeah, I think all of them are dying.
I don't think so. I think.
Okay, I think that's a bad take.
It's not. I'm
um,
just, dude. I wouldn't have said it before this chapter, but at this point, like,
I think
don't know.
My thing
Denjiro
is
is
we need a-
definitely gonna live.
We need a ruler for Zoe still. So just on that note, I feel like we definitely at least need one of the two dukes to live.
why does it have to be them?
I think
The other minks are not nearly as strong as Neko or Inuarashi, so it's like they're not even. They wouldn't be like a good replacement.
Well, it
Bro,
doesn't
like,
matter.
what about like Beppo? You know?
dude. All right. Yeah. I think.
Let's
that,
move
and
on to the
I
big
definitely
stuff.
think Denjiro is gonna live too, like Adam said.
Yeah, Denjiro is like the master
could
of
see
coin,
that.
basically. He's gonna fucking live because no one can replace that job.
Or
I
just,
can
you know,
see
his,
that.
his relationship with. Well, I mean, I can't say that. You know, the relationships aren't gonna prevent
Iori.
people from dying. But for some reason,
Yeah.
it's it gives me the impression that he would actually like live through this for some reason.
And Raizo, or Shinobu have to teach Tama how to be a Kunoichi. So one of them are gonna live also.
Those two are
Well,
destined to be
Shinobu,
together.
I think
I
is
don't care what anyone
Shinobu
says.
isn't a scabbard though.
I mean, I consider one. I
She's, like,
consider her to be one.
honorary.
She's not a scabbard though. Like factually she is not a scabbard.
among them. Yeah, she
Nah,
brought
but
them
she's
to, like the scabbard.
It's kinda
she's a retainer though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, she's a retainer. It's kind of fucking
Yeah,
whack that.
when
like,
I say scabbard, I mean literally the scabbard.
Izo just shows back up after is 20-year absence, and Shinobu.
Yeah,
has been
Izo
working that
fucking
hard.
count either.
It's fucking
Izo
insane.
doesn't count either.
That motherfucker, he doesn't deserve his position anymore. Shinobu should get it. All right, anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we cut back, and we see the bodies, bro. Kiku,
Well,
Kanjuro.
we see-
I think both of those people are dead at this point. We are
Yeah,
not
they are
only
for sure.
not
dead.
only they've
I
had
don't think
the
Kanjuro's dead yet.
they had the exiting dialogue, and they're like, my stage is closed. The falling snow, and then now we see their bodies again. So at this point, I think the deal's sealed. If they get back up,
I'm
getting
gonna
upset.
I
I'm
disagree.
gonna retort that after we get to the future stuff of this part right here. After we read through all this.
All right. Yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah,
Do
it's good with
you
me.
want to do it now or okay.
Whenever.
So
All the time in the world.
so we see Kinemon obviously Bean. He didn't die from just getting whacked in the head, you know.
Well, I
still-
said
he's
he was
still
either
conscious.
dead or dying. So like,
Yeah,
this was-
I
mean, yeah,
wasn't
but
against him
Bean
dying.
is my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But yeah,
would've been-
blood
I
attacks
would've- I
don't
would've
kill in
liked
One
it
Piece.
I
You
mean,
would've liked
yeah,
it
they
more
do. I would have liked it more if he did just die in that one hit. But I mean, this, I guess this satisfies the whole he has to have a flashback and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
so
this
still
this
works.
hits so much harder, bro, for me. And like seeing what caused them to start like calling each other dad and son and whatnot.
Yeah. There's a stronger emotional beat here for sure. It was just like colder if it ended last chapter,
What do you mean colder?
Dude, this is fucking cold too. Don't even.
Like cold as fuck?
Dude, this
Like
is...
cold air?
Yeah,
cold
yeah,
ass?
Look at
that's
look at the knife.
It even got
I keep calling it a knife. You know
Yeah,
why?
yeah,
You know, I keep calling it a knife is because
'Cause
it's
he's
so
so
small in his
fucking
hand.
big.
It looks like a sword. Yeah.
He looks like fucking
Oh, yeah, it
Thor
looks
from
like a knife,
Car
yeah.
stuff.
Dude, Kaido is so.
that's like kind of how
ice cold, man.
insignificant he finds Kinemon too, in a way, like he just kills him with his tiny ass fucking butter knife in his hands. He's not even worth.
Well,
confronting.
I'm pretty sure
No,
he doesn't
no,
have that-
I don't know about that.
No, Kaido's literally like, demand. I can't fucking kill him with a fucking blunt object, so I'm gonna use a fucking sword.
Yeah,
That's
he
basically
like
it.
picks up Kiku's sword or some shit. I don't know whose sword it is, but it's someone's just
Yeah,
around
that's
there
Kiku's.
probably.
What's interesting?
It is a
like,
Yeah,
Kiku's?
that was insult to injury.
Yeah.
I think
No,
Exactly.
Kiku's isn't there actually. I don't think that is Kiku's, is it?
Yeah,
I-
that's Kiku's sword.
I think Kaido gives him a little bit of respect
Oh, it is,
here
you're right.
with the dialogue that he talks about. When he says
Mm.
the problem with defeat is so few can accept it when it arrives. For me, that actually spoke a lot because of if you remember Kaido's introduction, it talks about how many times he's lost as a pirate and like how many times he's been captured. and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, you think that's like
I think
like
that's like
self-reflective?
I think, well, obviously he's speaking from experience here, and I think he's given it, he's giving Kinemon a bit of respect. Although he does, like, he's telling him, it's like it's futile, right? You're not gonna, it's not gonna change anything. He's saying, but I think Kaido does, like, he's shown that he likes the like the samurai code and all that stuff. He's like, I'll face your death like a warrior, blah blah blah. Actually, in the
I don't know.
it's not like,
This might tie back into. This could tie back into the whole Joy Boy stuff he was talking about too. We could just be getting the lead up into his flashback by him dropping these breadcrumbs about.
Yeah,
his
yeah, for sure. I
failures and
agree with
his-
her.
Yeah.
So what I disagree with Fast's thing though is I think it's just like he's being like condescending here. I think he's saying like, "What? You're a samurai. Why aren't you facing your death like a warrior?" type of thing.
yeah,
right?
I don't,
Like accept your defeat. You've already lost.
I-
Type of thing. And he's like looking down on him for the fact that he isn't doing that as a samurai.
yeah,
That's how I saw it personally.
I don't see it as condescension. Maybe respect is too strong of a word though. Like it feels more just like he's like explaining how things are, if that makes sense, right? Because like that line just really spoke a lot to me because of like Kaido's past, right? And he's just kind of telling Kinemon, like as he dies or supposedly dies, he's like, yeah, people just can't accept defeat. But he has many times in the past, so he's just like telling them how it is. It's like, yeah, you gotta just lay down here, dude. It's over.
Yeah,
This,
maybe.
in a way, is also like a short glimpse into his history as an emperor too, I imagine. Because like his whole thing was he beat other people down just to get ahead. He could be just referencing like, everyone always did this every time I killed them, but I'm the last man standing.
Yeah, he's like experienced the people being like futile struggle and whatnot many times
Yeah.
before. Type
Yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Luffy,
I mean, I think Kaido himself also falls under this category as well, and that's why I think that's what Fast was trying to say, and we'll learn about that in the
Yeah, I
flashback.
agree with that too. But it's just
Mhm.
another way to another perspective to it in a way.
yeah.
Not quite like what
Yeah.
he meant,
It's
but
more nuanced, basically.
yeah.
It's just this dialogue. I pay a lot of attention to Kaido's dialogue because we're still figuring out his character. And we're gonna be able to look back at this stuff once we get the flashback. Assuming we do, we're gonna be able to look back at this stuff
We
and
will.
see
We will.
exactly what he means and like how that references his past, etc. How that forms his character. So that's why I bring it up. Another thing. I love that this chapter and last chapter, Kinemon isn't able to really speak this chapter, but both chapters, like his last words and thoughts are just like, get away, Momo, run, escape. That's like
Mhm.
all he's thinking about, dude. Not even Odin. At
He's
this
so
point.
focused on Momo. Yeah,
It's just get out of there, escape.
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking.
It is.
He's
Yeah.
definitely dead now.
So I want we're at the page. Let's talk about it. Is Kinemon 100% dead?
Dude, I want to say
So-
yes, but I can't bring myself
So you
to
have-
say yes.
90%.
I know.
So the thing is, we have differences. We have Kinemon being silhouetted out, okay, and then we have like Ashura Doji, who they wouldn't show his body like whatsoever. Basically, they just had like their Scabbard's reactions, and then you
They
have
actually did
Kiku and
show him in,
Kanjuro.
like a crumpled heap.
Yeah, but you don't really see it like as clearly as you see like all of these three essentially is what I'm saying. And then like
Yeah.
Kiku and Kanjuro are just like there's like nothing there's like nothing hidden about those two at all. So it's like so you can like maybe use that information to try to decipher who you think's alive, who you think is dead. I don't know. I'm not sure which way it's gonna go.
So I have
I want Kiku to live
Yeah,
though.
what Earl said is important too. If you remember,
Kiku's dead,
we've
man.
seen
You gotta
Silhouette-
let that one go.
We've seen Silhouette. Like Odin died in Silhouette when he got shot in the head.
Mhm.
And other characters, I'm sure.
Yeah,
they
Sui
don't come to
too,
mind
right?
right immediately, but no.
So, I have a few reasons why I'm skeptical about this. The first one is not Kiku's, fucking Kanjuro's, not Kanjuro's either. Kinemon's wife. They haven't met yet, and they were like earlier in the arc they were talking about meeting. So if he isn't dead, I think that potentially he will die later in the arc, but he'll get to meet her first. Once the island like touches down on the capital, he'll like somehow come across her or something, and then he'll die later in the arc if he isn't dead. On the other hand, if he is dead, I was thinking, remember in the beginning of the arc where they like thought that Kinemon and them were ghosts and whatnot? Like that could come full circle, and like there's some weird fucking like you know how like in
Yo.
some series they have that like ghost in the sky type shit.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
I know
Oh, okay,
exactly
okay,
what
I
series you're
get that.
talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I didn't know it's many
All of
series,
all of them, all
Dude,
of them. Yeah, they all do that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
With the Suru stuff, I think it, a lot of people have been bringing that up, like, oh, they still need to meet, but I don't think that's like,
Yeah,
like
that
this
actually,
is what I was saying earlier,
that-
like the personal relations don't justify someone being alive necessarily. That's like what I was saying earlier, because Suru, like, it can be just as, it can still be a character arc or a plot point if they tragically do not get to meet. That can.
It could
still
be,
an
yeah, I
option,
agree.
right?
But at the same time, that emotionally doesn't hit if both of them are dead, right? So it's Suru dead is the other question here.
I don't think so, personally, but
She might not be. It's hard to tell because, like, they did say they burned down the town, right?
Mhm.
So it could be she was already dead, and Kinemon gets to meet her in the afterlife, and that goes.
Yeah,
full
that's
circle.
why I suggested the weird like fucking
Ghost in
ghost
the
shit.
sky.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh,
people
And
have
that's
been bringing
also
that up, man.
that,
A lot of
wait,
people have.
wait, that's also part of the reason why I was thinking that all of them die, the scabbards. Because it's like the fucking scabbards are like do that weird like you see them in the sky above Wano, looking down on the fucking future of Wano together that they created type of shit.
It would be
It's
interesting.
for the future.
Oh well,
I don't, as
well,
long as
I
it's not
guess.
like literal ghosts, I'm fine with it. But it could be like it's like their spirit or some shit. I'd be fine with it.
I mean, to be fair, the ghost would be like Kinemon, Kanjuro. I mean, just connecting it to the story, like who are ghosts like in the story, like
It's foreshadowed.
Oh my god! No,
Yeah.
that's so
The
perfect.
return of Ryunosuke.
Oh wow.
the return of.
That's funny.
Oh, it's exactly
yeah,
that, bro.
yeah.
It's exactly that.
All right, dude. I want to
Rip.
get to it.
But-
I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Kiku and her being alive. Why? Why do people feel so?
I think if
strong about
anyone's
being
dead,
alive?
Kiku's dead. If anyone is dead, Kiku's
So-
dead.
yeah, there's
so
no
the thing
way
is, like-
Kiku's coming back.
So you have her losing her arm, and then you have Kinemon burning it. So it's like, why would you give her like? What's the real point of like giving her like this mortal wound and then killing her right afterwards? Like, why not give a different scabbard the mortal wound instead?
It was just cool.
Like-
Well, what about Conjuro then?
Losing an arm isn't really a mortal wound,
Conjuro
though.
talks about
Especially
him
in
Well,
having
not okay, not like a but okay. It's like a serious wound though, like a permanent wound. Like you know what
Yeah,
like you understand what I'm saying.
but Adam, it was so from my perspective, that was to show like their motivation to face off against Kaido. That was like some cool shit where it's like
You could do it
"Sear
with
my
like
shit
literally
clothes and
any
we'll keep
other
going," and they
scabbard,
continue
literally
fighting.
any other scabbard.
But
But
all
you
of them are
chose
gonna
Kiku.
die, you know. But all of them are gonna die. So
Yeah, no one else thinks that except you.
Yeah, they're not all
Yeah.
gonna die, man. Come on.
dude, we already got
I feel
4
like
down,
most
man.
of
All I'm
them.
saying. We got 4 down,
It's-
and Luffy
yeah.
still ain't
They might
fucking
all
up
die.
there.
They might. I'll grant you that they might. But as it stands, you know, the thing with I don't know. Kanjuro had the same situation. I received a fatal wound earlier. Now it's time for me to pay you back. And then they both essentially, you know, they don't kill each other, but you know, King takes him out right after. To me, that's what it looks like, right? Like they're
See,
dead.
I just don't think, that really holds weight as an argument for it. You know, like, okay, she got wounded before, but how is that going to preserve her life now? You know, there's no.
It's
there's
just
no
a meta
real
reason.
story reason for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a meta
I
reason.
don't-
Like, why choose Kiku
I
to
don't
have
think
like this
Oda-
permanent life-altering thing happen to her and then kill
that's not-
her
that
a
wasn't
few
the
chapters
intention of
later?
the scene, though. The intention of the scene was to show like Kaido's feat and like how dangerous he is in the moment, and then to show what they will do in like the face of that, you know, like against that powerful force that took off her arm. She continued to press forward and had her arm seared closed so she could continue to fight, and then we saw that fight continue, and that was it. It was to provide like emotional impact in the moment. I don't think it has to be something like
Yeah, but
where
he
she
could have done
lasts
that to any
beyond it.
scabbard except Kinemon,
She
basically.
A
could've.
little bit of Zoro,
What do you-
Zoro stuff there too,
He
by the
could've.
way. With Zoro's reaction.
That's
and all.
why it was Kiku.
Um,
I wanted to point out he actually had like a connection to Kiku of all the scabbards. Kiku and Kinemon, right?
Who's ordered?
It's true. Well, Charles,
Yeah,
what
they
Adam is
hung out a
saying
little.
is, you know, why have Kiku lose the limb if she's then going to die afterwards? Because that typically is more of like, you know, at least long-standing. What we see is that characters who lose limbs, like it doesn't, you know, they don't die like after. That's like their loss from the battle.
Yeah.
You know.
Adam is thinking
Yeah,
of it
they
as
don't
like a
necessarily.
permanent wound to remember the battle with type of thing, where that like a lot of like shows and series do and whatnot.
But that's a really like by the numbers kind of interpretation. I just don't like applying that for One Piece because
yeah, I could think of many. I could think of literally like 10 examples of other series that have a character lose their limbs and then die afterwards. Anyways, I'm just saying. Just gonna be completely honest there. I can't say any of them, obviously, but
and there are already scabbards around that do have those permanent scars anyway. And I don't know, Kiku gives Zoro a little bit more
Right.
motivation. It also actually makes Zoro deflecting Kaido's scythe. It kind of puts a little more weight to it, you know.
mhm.
Like he give it the time of day, he just casually bats it aside and glares at it as he's doing so.
Yeah,
Adam.
what Momo Train is said, I think, is accurate too. To have that be a thing. Also, can I just point out
Yeah,
again?
exactly.
I know we love shitting on Izo, but Izo's such a shit brother. Look at him; he's not even like fucking reacting to Kiku losing her arm. He's just like standing there, like, oh yeah. Well, I haven't seen you in 20 years. You lost your arm. Oh, yeah, well, whatever. We'll talk
mean,
about
they
it
all-
after the
they're all-
raid. It's like the
No,
fuck?
don't do that. No one
Fuck
fucking
Izo.
reacted because they're all fucking motivated to take out
No,
Kaido.
I know.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
just playing, but man, fuck
No, a
Izo
few
anyway.
people, someone did react. I'm pretty sure someone reacted, right? Like they were all panicked for a second because
Maybe,
it was
I
out of
don't know. I
nowhere.
don't know.
I'm pretty sure Izo himself like pretty much called out like Kiku, or Izo himself said that. My bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he reacted.
And then that was it. And then they were like they saw her motivation and they were like, you know what? I feel the same way. If this happened to me, I would do the same thing. Let's press on. And then they just like fucking straight faced it.
I know. Yeah, I was just joking around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Show
mean, this whole
respect to
thing was a
Izo, bro. He a
suicide
bitch, but
question.
he ain't that much of a bitch.
I just love making fun of Izo. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, it's not like he tried to get back to Wano. I mean, I'm just saying, it's been what, like 25 years since he saw Odin and knew about everything. And come on, man, Izo is kind of a bitch.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Do we have anything else to say about that? Is there any other reason besides that for Kiku being alive?
Oh,
that we
yeah, I
can
wasn't.
bring up?
For Kiku specifically.
Or just just say whatever. Yeah.
I
think
do
there's a
sincerely
chance-
think that this. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just sincerely think that this is at the end of Kimo. Like, if he isn't dead here, the very next time we see him have to be his last words.
Yeah. So that's what I was about to say. Actually, I agree. I think that Kanjuro might still be alive and Kinemon might still be alive, and then they have like last words. And if Kinemon lives, I think Kanjuro might be part of the reason why. After that, like that final farewell type of thing about saying they were best friends and shit.
Dude, you still holding on to that, man?
God, I hope. not.
I said I was. I said it last chapter. I'm just saying, bro.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean-
that just satisfied it already, though. You know,
Huh?
I mean, we
like him just
uh,
admitting that felt like it was coming full circle for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm fine with it if that's what it was. But I think if Kinemon does survive beyond this is hypothetical completely. This isn't like a guarantee or anything. I think if Kinemon does survive beyond this, it's going to be because of him. That's all.
Do you think
He's gonna
he
do some paint shit to make him not die.
Like make some bandages or
Bandages or
replace
something,
like
yeah.
organ with.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And-
but you
and-
know what? If Kanjuro died, would his painting go die though?
Good question.
Who knows? Oda sort of picks and chooses that kind of stuff. I think.
Mm-hmm.
However he wants it to be.
His painting, you say? What
Like
was
if
the
he
question?
painted something, just like if Kanjuro painted something that kept Kinemon alive, like let's say like I don't know, some sort of random ass like a fucking ink
Magic
blood
band.
like
Like
an
a
ink
tourniquet.
blood bag or something.
Organ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say no. That'd be my guess, but who knows? It'd probably be pretty unlikely in my.
Yeah, I think it's likely that Kinemon is dead here, but I if he does live, that's just what I think is gonna happen. If very big if. Also, his hand looks fucking stupid here. I forgot to say that, dude. His hand's just like fucking 4 squares in either direction.
Whose
Alright.
hand?
What,
So-
wait, where? You mean his sandals?
Oh, that's his sandal. Oh, okay.
Wait, which?
He got
panel are you
stabbed in
He's
the
talking
back.
about
I don't know
where Kinemon gets stabbed. He's talking about the
Yeah,
fucking
I-
sandals.
That was his hand.
bro. That was his hand, dog. We're like, what the fuck
That-
is going on?
That's
dude?
not a hand. Dude. That's like.
Yeah. He got stabbed face down. Yeah, not
Actually,
his back.
funnily enough, though, was like the angle which Kaido stabbed him. Like, I don't even know how he reached down that far. Like, it doesn't look like he's bending over for some reason. I'm sure he did. It doesn't. I'm just being weird, but it's just funny. Like, it looks like Kaido's arm just like stretched out to then like hit him on the ground because Kaido's really big.
Kaido's got them long arms, bro. He's a big boy.
Don't
And he
his
does- he
arms
does have
come
He's
a
just
down
stubby
to
pulling
like
a
his
San.
knees?
He's pulling a Sanji.
Yeah, he's got the stubby feet too, so maybe it works out. I don't know. I love that
Oh,
panel.
that's
though.
That
fucking
also would be
The
a
one
really
with the-
big sword too.
The one with the sword, dude. That panel. That.
The top left one?
Yeah, top left.
Yeah.
That one is so brutal, dude. I don't know why, like, that panel especially really appealed to me. Just Kaido, like, bringing up his sword. I could, like, hear that one sound effect from the anime. It's like the...
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
I know what you mean.
yeah.
The 1990
Um,
sound effect. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, if oh go ahead.
no, I was gonna move on, so you talk.
No.
Oh,
after you,
okay.
after you.
I was gonna. Okay, well, I was gonna say, if Kiku is dead, I think Kinemon's going to get up, like basically exactly like Kanjuro did with his fatal wound, and he'll go somewhere, probably the live stage or something. And
Okay.
yeah, and then he'll do something there, and then die.
So wait, you think Kinemon's alive? You think
If
Kinemon is
Kiku's
going to do
dead-
something beyond this? If Kiku's dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if Kiku's dead, I think Kinemon's gonna basically pull a Kanjuro and
Yeah.
go somewhere else.
So
I hadn't thought
in
about
that
but
regard,
that works. I didn't think about that. Kanjuro has literally already done this. That reframes it a little bit for me, actually.
so
But with Kanjuro, he could get up. You know, Kinemon can't even talk right here. I don't know, man.
yeah, he's wheezing and huffing and coughing and shit. Yeah.
He literally can't even talk, it looks like.
And then he gets stabbed through the gut. Like it's looking bad for Kinemon.
It's not looking good. But I
Yeah.
can't. You know how it
You
is,
see,
man.
you see how much blood is on the floor behind him, by the way, in that bottom panel.
Oh yeah.
He's got
Yeah, he's
fucking
just
blood
bleeding
gushing
out.
out.
Kinemon is fucked up bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My immediate thought, of course, is that he's dead. But you know, I still
Mhm.
have to. You know how things are. Sometimes it's like I gotta hold my reservations just a little bit about it.
So, Adam, about your if Kiku's dead thing, the reason I think all
Yes.
three of them are dead here, and as well as like in retrospect, I think Ashura Doji is also dead or going to die, of course. I
I
think
agree.
that we're gonna have. I think all of the scabbards are gonna die, like I said before. But I think it's gonna be a situation where, like, before Luffy is healed up and ready to come back, that's when they all die, and then we're gonna get like a scene where like Yamato and Kaido are like fighting on the roof, of course, and then we see Luffy come back, and he like walks through the fucking mansion, like noticing all the dead bodies as he's walking up to the roof again, and shit, and like he sees all the scabbards' bodies to like add more weight to his fight as he's like walking back there. I think that'd be a fucking sick ass moment, and I could see it being something that they do, like fucking walk to Arlong Park type shit, which wasn't in the manga, of course, but. It was they had the walk to Frankie Park that was in the manga.
So I could see that
Frankie Park.
technically happening.
Whatever
to
it
all,
was,
I can
Frankie,
see that
whatever.
technically happening to all the scabbards except for Denjiro, because Denjiro is like not in like a place where that can really happen to our knowledge. Like
Well,
he's not going to the live stage supposedly,
where is he again?
so he's not going to be there. We don't know where he is.
Okay, so in that regard, I still think Denjiro and possibly Zoro meet up with Hiyori, and then whatever they do with Orochi, Denjiro could potentially die there, and then that's where that happens.
I don't know, I think it would take too long. Like Luffy should be back before that happens. I
Really?
would say.
I don't
You don't-
know.
you don't- you
I
think
still
that?
Think, I still
Luffy
think it's
is-
gonna
Well,
take
you
a
said
while for-
Zoro.
down
You said
bad.
Zoro has to get up. Zoro's literally still
Yeah,
in fucking
true.
bandages.
If it's that far in the future, then yeah, that makes sense. Like Zoro getting up, Luffy getting up might happen around the same
But yeah,
time.
But yeah, I would see. So here's how I would see. I would see Raizo dying because Orochi's supposedly dead body is right there, where Raizo and Fukurojo are fighting. So Orochi could like essentially get a sucker punch off on Raizo, and then Raizo would die from that. And then obviously you said
You
Queen.
you don't think Fukuro could fucking take out Raizo by himself, bro?
I
No,
don't think
no.
he would. I think maybe he could. I don't think he would though.
Dude, his brain is massive, bro. He'll think of something.
I gotta say,
Yeah,
I
and then
gotta say one thing. I
obviously-
gotta get this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denjiro is gonna see the dead bodies and get so mad that his face goes back to normal. I'm just putting that to
I was
dude.
thinking that I
That'd
wanted
be
to
kinda
say
funny.
that that's actually motivation for Kinemon dying here because Denjiro has to react.
No,
to
it's
it.
not gonna happen.
That'd be pretty funny. I wouldn't hate it.
Or he gets so mad his
Well,
face
like-
like turns into like Raizo. It gets like huge.
No, no. So his eyes are like squinted like inwards, right? He gets so sad and they squint outwards instead.
they like turn at like a 90-degree angle. Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that one panel. Oh fuck. There was one panel where that actually happened. As
The
he
Denjiro
was
himself.
staring out. Yeah, it looked like Oda drew him with fucking eyes on the side of his head for a second for some reason.
That'd be fucking.
I'll have to track it.
I want it to happen.
I think it was when Kiku got a run cut off.
Yeah,
Damn.
a lot of interesting stuff. But I have to say,
This
you
is
know,
a good chapter, by the way. This is a fucking good chapter.
oh, I know. I love the Kinemon stuff.
Fantastic
I mean,
one,
this
yeah.
is and Kaido's just cold. So he's like deep freeze, dude. The way he just does.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Kaido's really
He's so-
showing
he's so
This is
why
the
he's in
tone
an
of
emperor.
Wano.
Yeah, he's showing why
So
he's an
See,
emperor.
that's why I think that's why I think he is going to end up being dead, because this is like the tone of Wano. This is what Oda's trying to convey. You know, this
They're
this
on a
shit is
suicide
supposed to be.
mission.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and this is a literal suicide mission. Yeah.
They're going out. They're going all out with this one. Were you gonna say something, Fats? Before I mentioned the fucking chapter being good.
No, I forgot if I was gonna say anything.
Oh,
We
okay.
good with this though? I wanted to move on to a kind of controversial
Yeah.
question we have this chapter,
Is this
okay.
Usopp's frog or not?
which
Is that the question?
how
I
did-
know,
how
I know,
did,
right?
How did Momo get this frog to work? I was under the impression before that,
So
like that Bao Huang had to use
no.
had to do something.
I think you just
So
have to speak
so
into
you
the
had
thing.
Sanji. So Sanji and Black Maria already disproved that.
Mhm.
Where
Oh,
Black
there
Maria
is
was
that
like,
one
okay,
Croc-
okay.
Croc girl, yeah.
Yeah, so Sanji, she was just like, oh, Sanji, talk to this person and it will cast out or whatever. This is essentially the same thing.
Yeah, that's right.
In
Yeah,
my
Yeah, I think you
opinion.
just have to
that's
speak
right.
into
Actually.
it. But like,
I
what
remember that too,
makes
'cause
me
someone
wonder?
brought that up to me, and I don't know why. I still wanted to bring it up just cause, but yeah, that just explains everything. So
Well, like the weird part about it still to me though is that like wouldn't you be hearing fucking everything that's happening in the castle at all times? Like I don't get it. I don't get that. Do you have to like be facing perfectly at it to be able to speak into it?
you gotta like press a certain
Well,
little button on
you
the
have to
frog's belly or
remember.
something. I don't know.
Okay.
You have to remember, this is also the frog that caught Momonosuke, so it would be the one that is broadcasting of all of them.
It's like broadcasting in some way, right? Because we've
Yeah,
discovered
because
Momonosuke.
it's Momonosuke. That's how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
they were
it was
looking. They were
already
looking through its
broadcasting.
eyes. No, because they could see through all of their eyes, right? That was another thing.
Mhm.
So it's not like specifically this frog that's like special. in
No, I
that
mean
regard.
like when this frog saw Momonosuke, it would have become like the main eye that would have been feeding to everyone else, so they
You
all
think
knew
that's
where he
what it is?
was as well.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
I think that's what happened.
I could see that.
I don't know.
Not
It's
entirely
either
sure.
that.
How
or
did
they're
this
all
frog
just
even get
default
here?
microphones somehow.
He hopped.
It. Yeah.
No, but like they were, but like before they were in this fucking crawl space where you had to climb a ladder to get there, and this frog somehow got there.
Well, we're in a lot of the animal ones, like between the fucking ceiling panel shits and all that.
Yeah, like in the rafters.
Or whatever.
and
Yeah,
stuff like
they
that.
hop
Yeah, the
around
Yeah,
the
but this
beams
is a
and
this is a
everything.
frog. This is not like a mouse or something.
Frog just jumps from rafter to rafter, bro. Haven't you ever played Mario Odyssey?
Okay.
Or
Yes.
just
Yes,
go
I have
surrounding the castle. I mean,
Yeah, bro. The only one that was able to get on top of the castle.
Poor Momo, dude. Momo's really going through it here. I mean, this.
Dude.
Imagine
That panel on the
watching
next
that
page.
scene play out, and he's still able to motivate everybody else, right? He literally just watched, as far as he knows, Kinemon,
With this fucking face.
Kanjuro, who betrayed him just like an hour or two or whatever ago, and Kiku and Kinemon, from his point of view, all just died in front of his eyes. Kaido's about to come and try and kill him, and he's still got the raid on his mind. They're still trying to succeed, right? Momo's really, I mean, he's going through a lot, but he's still doing what's necessary. I mean, that was very necessary, as we see, in the next page, right? Like it was very important to remotivate all the allies.
Yeah.
you didn't even mention like the
Priorities
torture and
shit.
the near execution as well.
He's
Yeah.
8, dude. Momo is a little kid.
Yeah, he is.
He's been through shit though, bro. Holy shit. This man
has,
has
I know.
aged like 10 years.
His last 4 months are like putting him on an emotional level with like a 20-year-old. I don't know. He's doing great. He's doing a good
Yeah,
job.
we're watching a backstory in the making here, man. This is gonna be.
I
his
was waiting for his
backstory.
speech too. Wait, who's
Yeah, I was
backstory?
gonna ask, like, do you think this is like Momo's only big speech in the arc? I was gonna ask that. Or do you think there's
No,
gonna be
they'll have
something
more.
else later,
I
or
mean,
just
he's
just
out-
this one?
He's already had big
we'll
ones
talk
before
about
this.
what he's gonna do later.
He's already had big ones before this. Firstly, but
Yeah.
yeah, his role is not done. Maybe he doesn't get a big speech like that to everybody, but I think he definitely gets some dialogue.
I
with,
think he does. I think he's gonna get like a
I-
finishing, like post arc speech type thing.
That works. I still hold hopes that he gets to talk directly to Kaido. But
He will. I agree.
even here,
I
I don't. It may happen. It may not. We'll see. But you know.
Yeah, I have more on that after we get to the end of the chapter. But for now, for obvious reasons. But yeah,
We got
yeah.
another.
So
we-
this speech is just fucking sick.
We got a big whammy here. Okay, so Momo's got his big speech, right? Everybody hears it. Momo, I am passing along Luffy's words. Luffy's alive. And then we get the big thing. Luffy
Yeah.
apparently spoke to Momo with, like, voice of all things or whatever it is. What the fuck happened there?
Mhm.
What is that? What do you guys think? Like,
I'm gonna
He's
go with
not
I'm gonna go
only
with
that-
Conqueror's Hockey.
I'm done with you. It's just voice of. It's probably just because they both have voice.
No,
of
well,
all things, right?
Momo's. I think Momo's is voice of all things, but Luffy's probably using Conqueror's Hockey.
yeah,
Well,
that's sort
Luffy
of my
also
thought.
has that. Though.
That's my thought too, because of what happened earlier in the arc with Kaido, where he was like glaring at him while unconscious.
No.
It's
Mhm.
that's kind of what I think. I don't know. The speaking is interesting.
And also the people underwater in the submarine that skipping ahead like one page are also hearing it. So it's like
That's
people
weird.
around him can hear it, and people and like Momo specifically hears it because he has voice of all things because he's so far away or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like very weird.
that works actually. That'd be like the most likely / most like well explainable, like justifiable, whatever thing. Is if he's using Conquerors, they're able to like sense his voice. Maybe they can't hear him like Momo is hearing him,
Mhm.
but they are like able to like pick up on like somebody's here, right? Like somebody is communicating something, but like everyone else is too far away. But Momo can pick up on it because vote.
Yeah. I also want to say before we go into that too much, so we can just like talk about the speech a little more. I really like that the only person we don't get to see the face of is Sanji and Zoro basically from the Straw Hats, because Zoro obviously and Sanji are like the ones that basically believed in Luffy the most, right? Like whenever that
I think they
speech
all
first went out,
yeah,
they were
all
like tough
believed
shit.
it, but then Zoro and Sanji were just like, yeah, that's bullshit, dude. We don't.
Yeah, but we already
Yeah,
saw
we already
their
got
like
their-
reaction
Yeah,
basically.
their
They were like,
reaction, and
nah,
it would be
that's
the same. Yeah,
bullshit.
it's just like, nah, not happening.
Yeah.
Everybody else was worried,
And then everyone else
worried,
was
but they
relieved.
still have faith, etc. Right? Yeah, but yeah, those
Yeah.
two, I love those two. I love that. I love how the two of them are just like, yeah, what a fucking crock, dude. That's bullshit. There's no shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't see his face, Evan. It's just like everyone else has a face reactionary shot and shit.
Yeah,
Um,
and then we have probably Hawkins off-screening killer that wasn't shown.
Okay, dude. Oh yeah, they were fighting, huh? I forgot about that.
92% chance is pretty high.
92%, bro.
Shit, it's only
Um,
been like a few minutes since that too. They could still be.
But yeah, and then
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
Denjiro's still
yeah.
hidden, wasn't shown because he's the
Yeah,
mystery.
we'll see Hiyori and Denjiro together, I think.
Oh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up just briefly. I think the silhouette is gonna come, whoever that may be. They're going to find the corpses, the three, maybe not all corpses, right?
Oh, Moria? Yeah.
Yeah, whoever the silhouette is, they're going to
Just
go.
bring it back to life.
I feel like they're gonna find
God damn it.
Kiku, Kanjuro, and Keen up there.
I can see
that's
that
my
being
guess.
Kinemon's last words, if anything.
Yeah, I was talking about that in chat like over the last few days of just that's probably
Wasn't the silhouette? Wasn't
he
the
lives
silhouette
again.
Otama? Didn't we already go into that?
No, Scylla came up after Otama.
What do you mean?
Oh, the other. Is there a second silhouette?
The one that healed the scabbards.
The one you helped.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
well-
Yeah. Well, that's just Yori. Okay. I
Yeah,
I didn't know we were still referring to that as the silhouette.
I'm
Gotcha.
just saying, yeah, because we don't know who it is. I mean, we have a good
Yeah, for
idea.
sure.
but we have a
and
good
also
idea.
I think that other one you're talking
Just
about, I think that
talking.
one's still Caribou anyway.
No,
Um,
wasn't it confirmed that it was Otama because
It was
because they said no because they said like Otama was watching or some shit. Like they explicitly said that Otama was like sneaking around watching or some shit.
did they?
What was going on? Yeah, if I recall, I had like an extended conversation about it in manga chat with Evan. I think Evan, do you remember that one about Otama? Yeah, so
When
that
did
was we
Otama
did
show
confirm that it was Otama, right? Like it was basically verbally stated almost just by like you were sneaking around or some shit like that.
I figured it
I
was,
would
but I never remembered it being confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like directly revealed, but I mean that would be my guess.
It wasn't
because
like
people-
blatantly
right.
stated, but it was
Yeah, that-
they
that-
did reference that she was sneaking around, and there was like someone sneaking around before that, which was presumably her, with a silhouette or whatever.
Yeah,
Evan can find that while we talk about other stuff, though.
if he so desires, yeah. But yeah, that would be my first.
Yeah,
guess.
you said he would. Well,
Uh,
for now,
Speaking of the next
information
page,
of,
you know, Luffy is going to win, and everybody's real happy. Everybody's screaming, and there's Chopper looking like a schnauzer again.
I like Kid being like happy about it,
Yeah, Kid
kind of,
is
or like
showing a
Yeah.
little bit of respect. I like that. I do love
Yeah.
the three of them. Their relationship is so good.
Right.
Yeah, it's just great. And then we get that ice cold Kaido again. Are you satisfied now? I don't know. Like this is probably. He's like, oh, are you satisfied that you got your words out, and now you're going to die along with, you know, the guy that I just presumably killed.
Yeah.
Kaido's just like full. I know I like kept talking about it last podcast, but like, dude, he's just in cleanup mode. He's like, yep, okay, well, are you happy now? Okay, now we can clean this up. You can die, right?
yeah. And
Shinobu
then he like takes off an entire mountain, dude.
Shinobu coming in super clutch. She's really on and off. I mean, one hand, you know, she's been doing so great, and then like she'll just like look at the frog and be like, guys, can we do something like this? And but you know when it
Hey,
does
but you
count,
know what? If she didn't do that, Momonosuke wouldn't have gotten his message out.
that is true.
Good point.
That is true.
Well, it's also like this was like a last resort thing. At the same time, like this is we get off this fucking island now or else we're dead. Whereas like before it was like let's relocate on the island type of thing, you know?
So obviously, Momonosuke is about to fly them to safety too, though, right? Because otherwise,
Shinobu can just glide.
Yeah. Well, they're
Yes,
also
Shinobu's
over
gonna
Wano
glide.
now.
Yeah, they're Shinobu's and him are gonna like glide onto the mainland or something like that.
And then
True.
Luffy in the submarine will come next to them on the mainland, I think,
The
to
two-
treat Luffy or some shit.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Well, Luffy's on a pretty good ship. As we see at the bottom there, you know, they find Luffy with the sub, and you know that's Law's ship, like the one where he actually survived Marineford.
Mhm.
So they're kitted out.
yeah,
basically,
the one
so
full of
Luffy-
medical equipment. Yeah.
Luffy's in good hands. Yeah, he's in good hands.
So regarding
we totally
that,
called this last chapter too.
yeah. Well, regarding that actually, about calling it, Carrot is also, of course, deconfirmed for saving Luffy or whatever. That was deconfirmed last chapter, or the one before, or whatever. But we were like, we were wondering, would it be Momo? Oh, now he's in the water. It can't be Momo either. It's this, and then like we're like, okay, the submarine or Big Mom Pirates. Likely the submarine. Big Mom Pirates would be cool, but I think we're at a point where like it's gonna be both Momo and the submarine, just because Momo's falling down there. Like he's gonna fly him back up. I think.
I don't
And
you can
think
fly.
that either. I don't think
Really?
Momo would be. I don't think Momo would be fast enough.
Wait, what do you mean by fast enough?
Like he would have to climb all the way back up, and Onigashima is like a moving object. He's not going to be able to like catch up to Onigashima.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Adam-
Luffy's gonna have to,
Adam,
Luffy's gonna have to, like
yeah.
rocket up there.
Well, Adam, this is where we get the fucking reveal of fucking it being a real fruit instead of it being a failed one. You know?
Well,
I mean,
And
he
then
still
you're
no.
gonna
He,
be
al- he
talking
already
about it.
he already climbs the exact same way Kaido does. It's just he's just not good at it.
Yeah, but he just does it more effectively here.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it's
that's
not-
still
it's
not
not a
gonna like.
stretch.
Here's my
There's
He's
no time
falling
limit
down
here.
there for a reason, bro. Momo of all people is falling down there to be with Luffy for a reason. You know?
Well, there's no time limit either, though. Like the island's gonna land. I think that's obvious by now. Like if it's not gonna land, it's gonna hover over Wano for a little bit for some reason, but there's no real time limit that they need to be worried about. And if nothing else, as long as Momonosuke gets him in range, Luffy can just fly over himself with Gear Fourth.
Yeah. It also doesn't seem to be going that fast, like Earl said. So like it's likely that Momo is fast enough as well. I don't know. I think Momo's falling down for a reason. I think Momo's gonna be the one to bring him back up after Luffy gets healed.
I still.
And then
I-
that's gonna be how he gets his confrontation with Kaido as well, like Fat said earlier.
Yeah, that works. It works very well. I also think there's a chance that like Luffy climbs up Mount Fuji. I know a lot of people
good
are
one.
talking about. I actually had this conversation in voice chat like a few days ago or like yesterday or something. Which is a lot of people are saying that Luffy would just use Gear Fourth to fly back up. Which is possible.
Be a waste.
But what I think, you know how Oda does the comparison I made is like, you know how when people are in a chase, their speed is like different, where it's like
Mhm.
like like if Luffy's running away from an enemy, he's not like gonna go into gear second and then like jet away and run away. It's like just
Yeah.
running. I feel like it's kind of the same thing with this, right? Like Luffy's gonna have to find someone or like get up on his own in like a different way than just using one of his combat forms like that. So
As for Gear Fourth, I wanna add something on to that. That like same exact type of thing. There was stuff about Sanji and Jinbei helping preserve Luffy's energy trying to get up to Kaido in the first place. Before, if we recall that. So using Gear Fourth would do the complete opposite of that. It would waste his hockey, and then by the time he's up
Yeah.
there, he's fucking hockeyless and shit. It'd be stupid.
yeah, Oda doesn't do it often, not only with Luffy but other characters. Like it's like a separate thing. But yeah, also that is just like if you look at it from the like technical side, like it's gonna waste energy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, all
So-
he would really need to do is just rocket himself up there too.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. He could just rocket himself, and I don't agree. I do not agree with the Mount Fuji thing. If it was better geographically located, I could see it, but it's literally like on the other side of the flower capital almost, so it's not very
I
feasible.
thought they were right
to
next to
me.
each other. No, I thought they were the same side, weren't they?
hold on a second.
No.
I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
are.
isn't Mount Fuji like
Fuck, I mistyped
It's on the left
Yeah,
side,
I
and then so is Onigashima, if I
It's
recall
right- it's
correctly.
right there. I don't know.
Oh,
It doesn't-
Onigashima.
Yeah, it's literally behind the flower capital, so you'd have to like run past the flower capital and then like fucking rocket backwards, like in reverse.
Yeah, I thought Onigashima
Yeah.
was on the left side for
Yeah,
some reason.
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's
I don't know.
No.
I don't
I mean, that
Yeah.
actually wouldn't be a bad idea still if he could make it up there.
But yeah, if Mount Fuji was where the prisoner mines were, I would be like, yeah, I'm all aboard. But no.
my
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, I feel like I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think Luffy's gonna get there pretty late. Like either just before it lands or maybe even after.
As it's over the capital or some shit.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be like close. It's gonna be cutting it close.
Oh, is it not going in a straight line?
What do you mean?
Because they just hit
Not a
the
straight
prisoner
line.
mines.
I mean, I think it's just
the-
perspective
the angle.
almost.
The angle is like you
Yeah,
see
we
where
saw it. We saw it from Amigasa Village, like camera angle type of thing.
yeah, maybe
Does that make sense?
or just like to the left of where
Well,
prisoner
it
mines
looked
are on
like
that
it was
map.
the
like that's where they
yeah,
are.
it looked like it was the prisoner mines that he was that they were pulling up to right there.
Well, like, but the camera, like, if we
The
hypothetically
island is going straight there, but yeah, we change where the camera's looking at it so that the prisoner mines are like in front of us and just to our left, it's like right. Yeah.
Yeah,
There-
if we're
thank
yeah,
you, Fluff.
exactly,
Thank you, Fluff.
exactly.
Yeah, it's just like that. Like, it's.
So we're
not-
just looking at it from an angle that we can't really tell depth or anything like that
Yeah.
regarding it. It actually, going by the size, it does look like it's beyond the prisoner mines a bit, I'd say. But yeah,
Oh,
either
no.
way, it doesn't matter much.
Yeah, it's cool though. Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, we know, Luffy gets rescued. The Law's crew, John Bart finally about to get some attention, perhaps.
Can't wait for him
Yeah,
to show
or
his
he might
doctor
just,
skills.
he might just throw Luffy up there. Gene, he just
He's like,
that better. I hope that happens.
Just Rest of Part
You ever
2.
play Super Mario Sunshine? There's like Piantas that just chuck you. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be John Bart.
That'd be good.
When is my boy?
I
Gonna
mean,
get,
really,
like, more
Oda's
than one line
gonna-
of dialogue?
Well, so part of why I think that Momo might be the reason, I didn't say this before, might be the reason that that Luffy gets up there is because I think that John Bart and them are going to be brought too, and Momo's going to like learn how to use his clouds to bring the entire ship up to Onigashima. And then John Bart and them will finally be able to do fucking something besides just stand and watch. But yeah.
So I thought it would be cool if it turns out that the Polar Tang has rockets built in, and it flies up.
That'd be
And it would just make this ship ever.
What the
Yeah, but like
fuck?
that's like a special thing for the
Dude,
Sunny. I
that's
don't
like-
think they'd
that's
ever
like
do
the
that
most
for any other
out there
ship.
fucking. Holy shit!
You
Yeah.
tell me that isn't some Oda shit, making a submarine that can fly. and
No,
die.
No.
I don't think it's
That'd
Oda
be
shit
like an
because I think
asshole.
that kind of takes away from like the cool factor of the Sunny though. Like it having the rocket, it's like that's a unique thing that it has. You know,
Not like not a
better Coupe de Burst. Yeah, it'd be better do Coupe de Burst at that point.
Yeah, it's just got like.
Yeah, like an
pieces that
actual
really jump
consistent
there.
rocket.
That's why would a submarine have that?
I mean,
Because
It
it's
doesn't
awesome,
matter that it's a
man.
submarine. Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's a
Nah,
submarine.
Yeah,
but
just because it's awesome.
I just don't think.
Stupid.
Nah,
it's
we just-
that, yeah.
we just need Fujitora to show up so he can just gravitate them up there.
No, I really think that Momo's gonna do the same thing what's happening with Onigashima, but with the submarine instead. And then they're gonna
I can
bring
actually get
everyone up.
behind that. Yeah,
Fujitora just.
that'd be a
showed-
really cool
Momo
way
do-
to
it-
show
hey,
he's been
that-
trying to.
That would actually be interesting if Momo did that. Just like a much smaller object, huh? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
It- like, it- compared-
I'm behind that because it's practice for doing all of Onigashima. So I am now behind this idea.
Yeah.
Did you?
Let's
you
do it,
scared me.
bro.
What was that? What was that? Oh,
Yeah, I thought something
that
happened,
scared the
bro.
fuck out of me too.
No.
I was like, oh shit, someone came in and like someone's gonna kill Ed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got excited there.
I don't know why that scared you.
So
Anyway,
confirmation of Zeus being alive now. What do you guys think? I wanted to talk about that. What do you guys think he's going to be now? Like just the baton?
He
Or,
is
like,
the
he
climate
can
attack.
go
Yeah,
in-
he is the climate
No.
attack.
yeah,
I
he's
think
the
I think
Baton.
he's still the cloud, but whenever he's inside the climate attack, his face is gonna show up on it. Just because I still think that we're gonna have Nami riding a cloud.
See,
Because
I-
the
the
climate
thing is-
attack, the climate attack is
Sun
I
Wukong
think might.
reference.
Yeah.
You're talking about,
Yeah, I agree with Earl. I think it's gonna upgrade all of her attacks and not just like the lightning attack. So it's like it upgrades the entire like power scale
Wow.
of the climate
just
attack.
just because it's Big Mama's soul type of thing.
Yeah, just because it's Big Mom Soul.
Hmm. I kind of want her to ride a cloud, bro.
I mean, she can
You
do
know
that too.
what?
Also,
You
Zeus just
know
looks
what?
better as a cloud. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be frank
I
about it,
mean,
bro.
I'm gonna
Give us
miss
that
the
back.
what I think is he's gonna be like the baton, but also like potentially if she sends out a big cloud, like Zeus might be able to have.
It'll
like, a face
become his
on there,
body.
Yeah, exactly.
or something.
Yeah, I
like that.
thought that
yeah, I don't
too.
know. We'll see how it goes. But either way, cloud or not, I'm glad that Zeus is sticking around because I like him. And that chapter, a few chapters ago, his unfortunate mishap with Big Mom was made me feel real bad for the kid. So
Yeah. I wanna say
Unfortunate mishap
Oda
of being born
foreshadowing.
here.
Oda foreshadowing. Look at Zeus's hat design, bro. Oh shit. It's the same as the climate attack, bro.
Bro.
Climate
no,
attack
I'm
is
playing.
green.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing. Was it orange? I thought it was orange.
Is it? It's like it's one of those, man. I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
plant. That's
what
all
Chalk, what Chalk says
Is
is
it
what
more-
I imagine. Like she's gonna be able to do her attacks, and Zeus is gonna be able to manipulate that shit like midair and like do all kinds of different stuff like
Mhm.
that.
I think it's still gonna be only used on clouds, but I think that's true regarding that still. Like I don't think he's gonna have like a
So-
fireball face or anything like that.
No,
Personally.
I don't think he's actually gonna leave the thing anymore. The Climateact.
So
'Cause
Bean, listen.
it is a homie now, right?
Yeah, but how did he enter the climate attack in the first place?
Well, that's just how the souls work.
Yeah, but then you could just make that same argument for the cloud, just reversing it the opposite direction.
I mean, you could, but with with the way it was there, it was like the naked soul itself went into it,
Yeah,
because he didn't have
I
cloud
could see
left.
that.
I think he's like bound
So,
to the
like, there's
climate
just
act, but I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised
like he
being if
is
we
the
like see
Climateact
his
now.
face on a cloud, but like he's still the climate act, if that makes sense. Or like maybe it's like a fit. I don't even know, like a
So,
cloud comes out
Bean.
as,
Maybe
like
you
a fist or
can.
something. Like, yeah,
Uh,
he's gonna be able to control the stuff. Like I think what Chalk said is accurate, and then
Bean, the important thing here is the fact that the climate attack extends like Sun Wukong's fucking pole, and Zeus is a cloud. It's literally just too perfect to pass up. She is going to ride a cloud, and it's gonna be Zeus. Otherwise, it's a missed opportunity, and it's just gonna happen.
it's not a missed opportunity. I mean, we don't have to
well,
follow.
she
We
could
don't have to
still.
follow mythology, like word for
It's a missed
word
opportunity,
here.
bro. Even
It's a
said like
reference.
they
It's a
even said.
reference as
Wait,
is.
remember Fats. Remember Fats. Remember when Zeus specifically said, "I only let Big Mom ride me." That is also another thing that seems to, in my opinion, be like a red herring in that regard. It's like,
No,
or I
yeah,
don't know if
no,
that's the right word, but
No, yeah, I
I
mean,
do agree. No, it
it's
wouldn't be
still
a
a
red herring. It would.
reference. Yeah, it's a
it's not
reference
the
as
right
is.
word.
I
But
don't
yeah.
think. I don't think it has to happen. It'd be cool if it does
Well,
happen.
I think now that he's fully accepted Nami as the owner,
Well,
she
yeah,
will be
I
able
mean,
to
if
ride him. The fact that it was
it
mentioned in the
doesn't,
first place, I think, is
he
very
doesn't
telling.
have to. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it can happen. I think it's legit. Like the
Yeah,
cloud
no,
comes
I
out of the
think it can
climate act.
happen. I was
She
actually
controls it.
thinking.
It'd be like her controlling like the waiver or like piloting anything else, or it's just Zeus. But I don't know. It'd just be like another vehicle at her disposal for her to like quote pilot.
Yeah.
The,
Go
And
the
then
off
way
with
the
her
way I was
Usopp
friends.
can
thinking
hop
it.
on. Usopp can hop on, get a little sniper's nest going on, and
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd
let's
be cool. It'd be
go.
cool. But it
The
doesn't have to
true
See,
happen.
duo.
Is
the
all I'm
way I
saying.
was thinking of it was
I think it has.
maybe she makes a cloud, and then like it's just connected to the Climateact instead of being its own cloud, and that's just how they keep it going.
Exactly.
So then he can move.
That's like what I'm
Yeah.
picturing. There's like a little cloud tube going, like a little arm going out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like
don't know
it'd
about
be like a
giving it a
little.
face on both,
It'd
but
just be like
yeah,
a connected cloud that's like still in the climate act, but it's like out and holding people, and then like his face would just kind of
yeah, just
transfer over to
connected
the
by like
cloud.
a little
You know what I mean?
tail.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The way I see it is that everything inside the cloud or inside the climate attack is considered part of the climate attack, and that's why Zeus's face is shown on it as well as like it would be shown on a cloud if when the cloud was taken out or whatever. I don't know, because like all
I'm
that
not
shit
sure
is inside of it.
I'm not sure if he'll be able to separate
Oh,
or
you
not,
know
but
what?
either way makes
No,
sense.
no,
Really.
you know what? You know if that's perfect. Perfect proof for this. Remember Big Mom's attack, Tenjin?
I
The
do.
one
I don't remember
on
the
the
name.
top, the giant storm, right?
Mm-hmm,
All of those little lightning had faces on them, so maybe it will end up being like a face on the cloud and on the climate attack, and then on lightning bolts as well. Because
I
apparently he
assume
can
she
just.
made more homies there, but maybe.
It could
I
be
don't know.
either
I feel
way.
like that'd be a big
It could
waste.
be either way. Yeah,
Well, it
whatever.
wouldn't be her soul. It would be her stored souls, like what she did with the random
I mean,
objects and stuff.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
she can
But I don't
spawn
know.
that way, yeah.
That's sort of how I took it too.
I,
What
I,
you
I
said,
guess she
Red.
could.
But I think either way would maybe I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I think it works regardless of what it looks like. But here we are.
Yeah, either way,
Dude, I could talk
that
about
just
this for 30 minutes.
justifies that there can be. Yeah, that just justifies that it can be like exactly what we're thinking. So it works for me.
Mm-hmm. I
That'd be
just
cool.
really listen. The main thing is I just want Zeus's hat back, bro. Like I just
I
need
love
it
that
back,
hat,
bro.
man, dude. Zeus.
So good.
That hat was so.
I don't know about the
endearing.
hat.
It's so endearing. Like when he had that, like
Part
a
of
few
his
chapters
character,
ago.
man.
I don't even remember if his hat was on or not at that point.
I think it
But
was.
the hat has become since that chapter. It's just become so endearing. He's like a little kid. He's like, I was just hungry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to eat. I didn't mean to disobey you. Oh, don't
Dude,
leave
Zeus is
me,
the
Big Mom."
best, man.
Yeah.
We love Zeus, man.
love Zeus,
He's
bro.
so good.
I don't think he's getting the hat back.
He's gotta, bro. He has to.
But
When he
like,
comes
to
back
I
in
think
Prime
well,
Attack,
I
it'll
think
be
we'll
there.
see like a comedic effect where like Nami's able to pinch the climb attack and it, like stretches out like a cheek or something. I think that'll happen, but we're not gonna get like a little hat.
Dude,
We're
imagine.
gonna get a
she's gonna,
hat.
like,
It's
she's
gonna
like,
be when he
bully
comes out of
Zeus.
it.
She's gonna like extend Zeus, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, Nami, I'm not feeling too well today." She's gonna like punch him in the face or something, or like pinch his.
No,
cheek.
I think
That's so
I think
funny.
Nami's gonna appreciate Zeus more now after Zeus like try to sacrifice himself for her or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, maybe. But she'll
I
still,
don't think
you know,
there's gonna
it'll
be
still
as
be,
much.
it'll still be
Try to
like
save
with
him.
Zoro and Sanji, like type thing. Like,
Yeah, I
there's
can
gonna
see
be
that.
some gags. I foresee.
I don't think it's gonna be as much, but I think it's gonna be more like if Zeus is like being childish, she'll be like try to smack him into shape or whatever.
Yeah,
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I foresee some gags. It'll be good stuff, dude.
But yeah, Zeus the 11th straw hat confirmed.
Nice.
Here we go.
I know, man. I've been
Oh,
saying it
Zeus.
forever, and it's
We
finally
love-
happening,
we
bro.
love Zeus,
The
man.
the wiki was right. The wiki was right all along.
Did the wiki say that?
As
Did the wiki
soon
actually
as
say that?
as soon as they left like Whole Cake Island with Zeus or whatever, they added Zeus as a straw hat on the Wikipedia page.
Hell
for-
yeah, dude.
They eventually removed it. I think a couple of days later.
Oh man, dude, Zeus is the fucking best. I could talk about Zeus forever. Oh, I
Yeah,
fucking love
is
Zeus.
great.
I'm so glad he stuck around. Yeah.
It is. It's great. I
Dude, there
love-
are people that
I
are
love
mad
that-
about it, and I'm like, fuck off. Zeus is the
Oh,
Man,
best.
people
Well,
always
I
have
mean, well, the
bitch
deal,
about
the deal was, I mean, it was exactly as we talked about that last chapter, right? When, I mean, Adam was the one who was pointing it out the most, where like the climate attack was like inside of Hera, and it was like, oh yeah, Zeus is getting out of this, like no shot, it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I didn't
yeah,
expect this.
that was
I,
Soul
but,
Scrape there.
you know, I assumed that he was.
Yeah,
gonna-
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool.
Well, yeah,
I
because
don't know.
this isn't how it was before, so it's kind of weird that the cloud didn't just go in and not him.
Yeah, Bean, I still think that's exactly what happened, and just while he's in it, his face is gonna show it outside. I think that's just what it's gonna be, personally. But I'm cool with the other options that like Fats suggested as well and whatnot. But I just think it's like when he's inside the climate attack, his face is gonna be on top of it, and that's all.
Yo, but what you guys just put Grizz and YC, that's so perfect because it's like the myth is like it's like an inverse, like Zeus is getting eaten by Hera instead, and then YC, like that's also perfect. Nami's just gonna be able to potentially just, you know, be able to control the ship, like
Oh, true.
yeah, it's cool. Big power up for Nami, not just for combat. And the other thing is, I expect with this, we had talked about this the other times too, but I expect potentially a last hurrah from the Minx and Nami clearing up the clouds and letting the moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Fuck
better
yeah,
happen.
dude.
And with Zeus being part of the climate
mean-
attack as well, that allows her to be able to do that. This beyond like it's you know, her climate attack is upgraded. So
So
Zeus
do you think
being part
that?
of the climate attack?
What did you say?
Zeus being part of the climate attack means that Hera is no longer really a threat to,
Not a
because
threat
that's just
anymore.
easy canceling. Yeah, because Zeus is just gonna cancel her right out in a
you should
fight.
be able to eat that or whatever her attacks are. But I don't know if they'll even
Yeah,
interact
Nami.
again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also don't know if they'll interact, to be honest. I think they will actually,
Yeah,
just for like
maybe.
banter between Zeus and Big Mom. Now that I think about it, like, she'll be like, "Oh, you're still alive."
Wait,
The
no,
hell?"
that'd be
So-
perfect actually, because what Grizz just said, where Zeus eats one of his wives, Zeus doesn't have to eat Hera
Zeus eats
entirely,
Hera.
but like eat the attacks or whatever. Yeah.
No, I think he
that'd be
could
funny.
eat
That'd be
Hera.
super,
You're right.
That'd be super meta.
And well,
And,
that'll be in the
Nami
next
can
arc though,
actually
when Big Mom
control-
actually gets taken down, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, definitely not this arc. Definitely not this arc.
Nami's gonna have better control of the weather too than Big Mom would at this point.
Yeah, Nami has more knowledge of it, so like this is gonna be a better
So with-
indicator of Zeus's proper potential, basically.
She
with
actually
Zeus being-
directly controls it too. Big
Yeah.
Mom just did it with Zeus.
And beyond Zeus
Mhm.
just being a cloud that was like in there, he's not just a cloud now. He's actually the tool itself, right? So she's got like a part of Big Mom's soul in her climate attack, right?
I'm still not confident on that, but
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. I still think that it's just the cloud inside, and he just has a face outside. But like,
No,
I don't
it
know,
wouldn't be bending like that
like an
if it
entire
were.
Climatact upgrade.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
I mean,
think
that's
it
how
is.
it works. The
Yeah.
soul just the
'Cause he's
soul
a
just
homie,
dips
you know, he was a
into whatever you
homie
put it into.
you know, originally he was a homie
That-
put in a cloud. Right now he's a homie put in the Climatact because he got like sucked out. He was like in that, you know, like that original form of just like a piece of soul, and then it managed to get into her Climatact when she put it in Hera. And so that's what I think the deal is that he is like the Climatact. And if she puts out
Well,
clouds
he
and
was-
stuff,
yeah,
you know,
the
that's
soul
still
was
like part of the
getting
Climatact. We can still do that stuff you're talking about earlier, I think. But
Mhm.
you know, he's just like is the weapon now.
Well, Fats. So the soul was like leaking out of Zeus's body, but he didn't. He was still the cloud. He was still the cloud when he got eaten. So I thought the cloud just managed to seep in, and then like part of the cloud got bitten off by Hera, as well as the
Yeah,
soul. Like
that's what
seeping out or
that's what
whatever.
I had originally thought. Yeah,
It
I
could
think that's
be
what
that.
most
I
of us
still
thought.
think
If the
that, to
soul
be
was
honest.
leaking out,
It could be
if
that.
the soul
I
was
thought-
leaking out and made contact with the Climatact, then it would have just imbued almost automatically. Because
Or
that's
he
just
could have just
how
gone
how
inside.
you know,
yeah, with this
back in Whole Cake Island, yeah, or he just went inside. Back in Whole Cake Island, we see that Big Mom's servants or homies just throw souls down on the grass and they just go into things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how all her homies are made. So
Yeah, it's just
mean,
it's just that Zeus hadn't had his soul fully pulled from him. He was just leaking energy out of it. So I thought the reason Hera felt stronger was because of that energy leaking out of it, or the soul. There's
no,
probably
it was
like a
because
fraction of his life, quote unquote, got taken out. That's what I saw it as personally.
Yeah,
But
he's not full on Zeus anymore.
no,
I
it was
think.
from
Like he's not like, you know, Big Mom, full power, big bad Zeus at this point, and from my perspective. But I don't know. She's like, my climate baton just talked, and then you know this, and you know his soul was kind of dripping out. I feel like, you know, maybe Hera like ate, like when I read this chapter, I was like, oh, so Hera like ate his like body, but a part of his soul was able to get into the Climatact. That's
yeah,
but either option works fine. Whichever doesn't really.
well,
Yeah.
she felt all that. She felt good doing it because Nami shoved a bunch of the weather balls in her mouth.
I could
That's
see
all she
that
was feeling.
reasoning, but I don't know, man. I'm
Like
feeling like
that
we're getting
was
like a
the
slight Zeus downgrade.
well,
He got
that
at
was the
least
whole
one
that was
chunk
the
bitten
whole
out of him,
point
so
of
he's at
the
least weaker from that.
Yeah, that's how
he
I
might
saw
be,
it.
yeah. But the other thing is, she can just charge him up. Like his power was never
Yeah,
going
I
to
was
be
saying that
Well,
static.
no,
too.
no.
You can just
Is that wasn't there also like some soul power type shit as well, or no?
no,
Is
she
that
actually
not
she made
also?
him way stronger than Big Mom ever did back in Whole Cake Island.
True. True.
Yeah, like she
That
can
weather
And I
balls.
think
power him
that's
up. Like
that's
he's not
because of
getting
the
nerfed at
tool.
all.
That's because of the tool and the like the Weatheria technology, right? Or the Weatheria, however you
Mhm.
want to say it. That's like
Yeah, the
with
black
that,
Yeah,
with
the
that we can
weather
take his
balls.
potential and like maximize it, like min max it, because yeah,
Yeah.
she's got all the other
Yeah.
shit working. Yeah.
Well, I still disagree about it being like the entire climate tax abilities, but we'll see what that is.
Yeah.
That's something we can't really say for sure right now.
We'll
But I
see,
think
yeah. Either way,
I think
either
soon
way's
enough
cool.
we will.
Either way is cool. It doesn't really matter
Yeah.
to me too much. Anyway, we probably ought to get past this. We gotta get to the last.
Yeah,
bit
dude,
here.
this is just so good. Yeah, for sure.
And I know this chapter is great. Yeah, so we get Big Mom. They're just
Hera
bluffing
and
for him
Kid.
if he filmed the seed, and then we get this great dialogue from Law, dude. Law's like showing his real friendships, like, you know, he's like a tsundere, right? Like he never wants to say shit, but
Mhm.
when Law like makes a comment approving or like praising Luffy, it's always great. And he had like one or two of those in Dressrosa too. This is great. The longer you work with him, the more you get this funny feeling that he'll find a way out of this in the end. And he's there. So we're getting Law and Big Mom. Or not Law and Big Mom. I was gonna say
Law and Big Mom are
versus
taking
Kid.
on Kid.
Just fucking shut it down. Kid
Grow
and
up, Big
Law.
Mom. Let's form a
Don't let us say
temporary.
Yeah, so Law and Kid versus Big Mom, which is exciting because they were actually pretty successful against her. And it's good that it's those two as
Pretty-
well. I mean, because the thing, like the difference between Kaido and Big Mom's like fruit, her fruit is a little trickier than like Kaido's and Kaido and Luffy are just like, you know, they have their fruits.
Brawlers,
they're like
bro.
brawlers, yeah. Big Mom's a little bit more fancy and like wonky, and that's like Law and
And
Creed.
while she is a brawler, on top of that,
Yeah.
she like kind of uses more trickery with her
her fruit's just like a little bit
combination
more,
attack.
a little more suited to fight against those two, if anybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool.
In
Maybe
general,
it's
she's
like-
going to be significantly easier to deal with, just
Mm.
because she doesn't have the, you know, she is super destructive, of course, but inside she isn't as bad as Kaido would be. I feel.
What do you
'cause
mean?
Most of her, well, the biggest ability she has comes from manipulating like the storm outside. You know, as opposed to Kaido being able to just borrow breath a mountain away whenever he wanted.
Sure, but she can fucking Elbaf spear, whatever the actual something sovereignty away a mountain.
Yeah, that
the same time.
her Ikoku. Yeah.
Ikoku sovereignty, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. No, it's just Ikoku. God damn it.
Is it just Ikoku?
Sovereignty.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
because
that's the name
it's
of
the
it.
same word.
Sovereignty.
But isn't that that's what the English
That's what
translation still
Viz
used
does.
though, right?
Yeah.
Viz does that.
Yeah, we were talking about that
Yeah,
like
that's
earlier
how
today
Viz
and how
did
it's
it.
shit.
How it's
Sovereignty on its own doesn't sound as like potent though. I will say.
yeah.
It just
I mean,
sounds.
it's
yeah,
it
but
sounds
the
like it's
law-
like an
it
ending
rolls off
word.
better.
So you
on-
say it
it rolls
twice.
off the tongue better, but yeah.
I'm
like,
still calling it
it's
Ikoku
like-
sovereignty.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But yeah, Lost Fruit is just so good against Big Mom right now, because presumably he can literally just start off and he could shamble Prometheus and Hera to the roof.
I wonder.
And
if he can-
would and
Potentially.
you should be able to, but that would get rid of them for a little bit. But obviously, so that would help a little bit, but like he might not be able to do it to Napoleon because like she's holding it, and
Yeah.
it's like probably hawkified or whatever. So maybe not Napoleon, but the other two.
To what?
So
I
would
don't
help.
know if we're gonna see that though. I don't know if we're gonna see that.
To what?
Just because like convenience sake and allowing her to be at full power. I don't know.
Yeah, and
That's
it might
honestly
be the
not gonna be
Haki
that
thing, her
bad.
Soul, I don't know. To what
Because it's her soul.
yeah, maybe. To what Somali said, I want to say yes. She's the Iron Balloon. And yeah, she's got like, you know, her equivalent of like Kaido's skills. Yeah, she's just as tough as he is, for sure.
Yeah, that's part of why she's been such a devastating person to have with him. She's just almost as hard to hurt as fucking he is. She's been hurt more than he has. No, I take that back.
She hasn't,
No,
yeah.
she's not. You're crazy. No way, yeah.
He's been hurt way more.
She's been hurt.
Kaido's.
She's been hurt a lot easier than he has. I'll say.
Has she?
I think. I
Yeah.
feel
We
like
don't even
she
know if
got-
she's taking any damage.
She got
She's gotten scuffed
injection.
up from.
She got this arc or last arc.
This arc.
In general, just in general, it's been easier.
Well,
for
in this
her, I
arc, she
feel,
got
than it has for
injection
Kaido.
shotted one time, and she got hit by a boulder, and then she
Which
was
didn't
tumbled
hurt her,
out
that
by
pushed her.
Robin, and she got ran over by the fucking bike.
Yeah, we're
That's
talking
all
about
that's happened to her the
injuring
entire arc.
Adam. We're talking about injuring Adam. We're not.
I
Talking,
know.
they're
That's
Iron
why I'm
Balloon.
disagreeing with Bean. That's why I'm disagreeing with Bean here.
Oh,
That's all that's
okay.
happened to her. That's all that's happened to her
If
this
she-
entire arc.
Yeah, and
If
I don't.
she's taking
she
an
hasn't-
injection shot, that's
The
damage, at
injection
least.
shot would hurt her.
Even her
Injection
hits,
shot would
like
hurt.
when she got slammed by Kid the other chapter, she just like shook it off like it was fucking nothing, dude. Like
Mhm.
I feel like Big Mom is like majorly unharmed. Like she you know it's a fight obviously. Like she's gotten a bit scuffed up, but nothing.
Yeah,
major
that's pretty much
whatsoever.
what I'm saying. Just like she's been scuffed up, and it's a lot easier to do that to her than it has been to do it to Kaido.
And Somali,
and-
I don't know.
Killer and Zoro attacked Kaido, but they took Big Mom's weapon. They didn't actually attack Big Mom. So they haven't done any damage to her either.
I don't think Law is gonna bother trying to shambles her and Prometheus away too much.
Agreed there.
He
Because
should, but you
like
guys
that-
are probably right that he won't.
I also
I
want to
mean,
say that Fats made a good point that it probably just because it's her soul that she just can't or he just can't.
Yeah,
We
I
did it
don't-
with
I don't
Zeus
know if
earlier.
that's-
He literally
No.
did it with Zeus on the roof.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
think
You're
the-
right. You're right.
I think
You're
the-
right. Yeah.
I think
No,
the
that,
justification
I
for
take it
that.
back. I was
I
throwing
think
that
the
out as a
justification for
possibility,
that is
but-
that it was in a. I think the justification for that is that it was inside of kid's metal box or whatever.
No,
I don't know,
Zeus was next to Big Mom. He shambled Zeus that was next
into
to
the
Big
box.
Mom
You're
into
right.
the box.
Yeah, into the box. You're right.
Yep, you are absolutely right. I was just bringing that up as like I don't know if he'd be able to, but clearly he's able to. I forgot about that, so that's my.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So
so
do
it's
you
like
know
how
he
to
should
lose
do it, but he might not. But it's mostly because I don't want Law and Kid to lose in 5 minutes, so I want him to be able to do something.
Also,
do
Adam.
you think getting rid of the homies though? I mean, like it's Big Mom. Like one Ikoku is gonna kill both of them at the same
I
time.
mean, it would make her like weaker. It would take away some of her firepower, but it wouldn't do much. Still, I don't think.
Yeah, that's like
worked
saying
earlier,
a
but
volcano's
the
a
problem
little
is
bit
that-
weaker. You know.
Yeah, like it worked earlier when they were trying to get her out, but the problem is that they've done it already, and
Mhm.
she's aware.
They might be like
of
prepared.
it. She knows.
I also
she
wanna
knows what
say-
he can do. She knows what Kid can do. They've been in a
So you,
fight
so you
already.
think she's gonna like? You think she's gonna basically like Soru outside the range of the room? Is that what you're in this enclosed space?
No, I don't think she'll do that. But she is aware of it. Is all I'm saying. There may be something that she can do to try and stop that from happening.
Combined with the sword
Either
or something like they've already
herself,
done.
her sending an attack, or her just like laying a barrage of attacks on them so that Law isn't able.
I think
to
if
get
her
his room out.
hair went on fire, I think if her hair went on fire and then she had the electricity in her left hand and then the sword in her right hand, then they wouldn't be able to do
Dude,
it like
that's-
make it go away. or whatever.
That actually, I hadn't been thinking about that, but
I
remember
love
thinking
watching
about that.
Big Mom fight because I love seeing that shit.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see her hair go on fire in her, not hunger pang like anorexic
Hope so.
form. Yeah,
I hope so much.
that'd be very cool.
It was so
Yeah.
sick.
Her looking like that is way cooler than anything Kaido's looked like so far for me.
You're crazy,
honestly.
man.
Yeah.
Kaido's
No, I
full
agree.
Zoan is so cool, dude.
But is it cooler
aw-
than flaming hair Big Mom?
They're
It's
they're
it's
equal. I
awesome.
don't know.
The big
I love.
like,
I just.
hair
Dude, I
font,
don't know.
dude.
Maybe I'm
The
just like.
luchador mask takes away from it, man.
I feel like when I read
No, I
One
just-
Piece, I'm like the embodiment of when like Luffy and like Usopp and Chopper see like Frankie turn into a mech or something or use a beam, and they're like, "Oh, that's like me." So, like that's how I feel when I see shit like Kaido as a dragon, when he's just like blasting people with beams. It's very simple.
But like
Uh,
the jack-o'-lantern hair and the fucking Zeus and
It's very
Yeah,
cool,
I
dude.
just
It's
love
very,
the
very
contrast.
cool.
I love the contrast between Prometheus and Zeus there. I just
it's
love that a
so
lot.
good.
No more.
We're
Zeus,
also I
no
didn't
more
think about that.
Zeus.
She could ride Hera too. It's a thing. Forget about that.
yeah, that's
No.
definitely what she's gonna end up doing. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very cool. I want to give Kaido some credit though, because I love his simplicity in like how he works. But still, I mean,
It's, like,
I've said
so
I've said this
close.
over and over again, man. Like I love Big Mom is my favorite Ember as it stands.
Yeah.
Like by a long shot.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
wanna
Actually,
give- wanna give
regarding
Kaido
the-
credit though, because he's fucking cool.
Oh, her hair is on fire there.
Reg- Regarding his design in that form though, I had gone back and looked at like other zones, and I think all of them have the luchador face thing. I thought that was just a Kaido thing, but
The
it's literally just
luchador?
all of them have, like how like their
Yeah,
mouths
no,
are
yeah.
still human.
I
yeah,
thought you were.
I think
thought
all
you
of
were
them
saying
do.
Lucci for some reason.
That's the hybrid. That's the
Oh,
hybrid.
Lucci
form
has
of
it.
Yeah, no, he does. He does. Yeah. But yeah.
And
I'm not
so does
actually
Jabra
the
and
biggest,
stuff
I'm
like
not the
that.
biggest fan of that that look, but
Yes,
yeah,
Mick. Thank you.
The worst part. for sure.
it's cool. It's cool regardless.
Like Jobber had it. He has Jobber has the nose of the wolf, and then his regular mouth is below it.
Mm-hmm.
it's the fucking dumbest shit.
Yeah, it's a little.
See, I was hoping that Kaido's wouldn't be like that, because that would have looked really fucking stupid.
I
to
was
me.
too. I wanted his face to be fully scaled. I think it's still cool. I don't want to like shit on it, but back in my head, I still think about. I wish his full face was like all scaly. It would have been
like a full-on dragon snout.
Yeah, he doesn't have to look like a full dragon, but just like what he looks like right now, except that like his cheeks and chin were also scaled. That'd be fun. Because I know like when the anime adapts that, it's gonna be like this very distinct color like change. It's gonna be a very abrupt change. Like, oh, like the top of his cheek is blue scales, and then the bottom of it is like his normal skin tone. So I don't know. Anyway,
I think-
I don't know.
Yeah.
We gotta. Okay,
Yeah.
can we just at least address this last page so then we can get some people in
Fine,
here?
fine.
Dude,
Yeah.
The
we've
elephant in
been
the
going for
room.
almost 2 hours, man, and for only one chapter. This is like the longest.
It's
Yeah.
been
we've
a
had for just
good
one
chapter, man.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, basically just we all know it. Yamato shows up on the roof, yelling down at Kaido, and then Kaido's like, "I think you mean Father Yamato." No, I've come here to cut those chains.
I here to come those chains. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I don't know.
big stuff. When is the flashback happening? Do you guys think? When do you think that's coming up? Because I think it's any minute now.
Soon. It's either next chapter or the one after. I
Gotta
think.
be. Yeah, I have
Next
to agree.
chapter is going to be Yamato's flashback, if that's what you mean. Kaido's, we're not going to get.
Well,
for a
it'd be
little
both
bit
of them. I think we're gonna get both together, personally.
Well, you know what I mean, like Kaido's personal history versus with just Yamato.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get both together, like back to back,
Oh, you
with both
think
of them in
we'll-
this confrontation.
I
Maybe.
can
Personally.
see- I actually was thinking about a situation where Yamato could be like on the ground defeated, and then Kaido's kind of like looking and like thinking back on his past, and then we cut into flashback. That's something that came to mind here, because I don't think Yamato's obviously not gonna beat Kaido, but yeah, that was something I was thinking of.
What if it turns
I think
out,
she'll hold her ground until
Yamato-
Luffy shows up, though.
I-
Personally.
What if it turns out that she has Shiga heard with Conqueror's Hockey?
She go what with Saki? She can do the same thing Kaido does. You're saying?
Yeah.
You got a little robotic, so I didn't hear exactly what you said. Apologies.
Oh, sorry.
But-
Yeah. If she could imbue her attacks just like Luffy and
Oh,
Kaido,
imbue her attack. Okay.
Yeah, code her attacks with Conqueror's Hockey.
Yeah,
It'd be
I
really,
think that's possible. I'm not sure if I'm confident about it.
At least it wouldn't be as
it'd be
strong
cool for
because she doesn't have the mastery of advanced armament like Luffy had.
I mean, we don't know that.
I mean, she didn't.
No, we do.
Technically, I guess technically speaking,
train her?
Luffy had the idea of breaking those chains like that because of Rayleigh, and Yamato would not have had that idea in her head. So I guess technically she could
but
have
also,
it,
Luffy
but
got trained even before
That's
that.
about the only. Yeah, that's about the only thing about it. Like Luffy knew already how to do it, and Yamato just didn't. But I mean,
Yeah,
she could.
I feel like you have to have a teacher. So like just like the Scabbards had a teacher for it, or like Odin and the old man Hyogoro.
not everyone's gonna have a teacher though. You have to. Someone has to do it the
Someone
first time.
creates it, yeah, creates it. But I don't think she's just gonna like come up with it on her own.
Well, she could. I mean, she is living in the country where it's a common enough technique, apparently.
No, it's not common. I wouldn't say.
Well,
that specific
the way
type?
Yeah, the way to do it. Well, maybe common's not the right word, but it's a known technique. You know,
It
the
was
swordsmen
unknown
of
enough
Wano
that
are known
Kaido was
for it.
surprised about someone using it. You know?
Okay, let me get the fucking Hyo
He
panel.
wasn't surprised about them using it. He was surprised that it was working on him.
Yes. I don't know, man.
Because I mean, he's
It's
had it
iffy.
before, and like he fought the people who were using it before. You know, but
It's
I mean,
iffy. I mean,
he did-
maybe there's like a small chance that because like she was there during the execution of Odin, right?
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, so that maybe there's a chance that like there were some times where she wasn't chained up and she had the opportunity to train with someone, like with it, before she got like chained up inside of her fucking home and shit. I don't know. Bit iffy. Say.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's like the land of samurai, and Adam posted the thing there. It's just their philosophy, which is that's what I was trying to get at. Like, as long as she knew the philosophy at all, she could figure out the rest. Just like Luffy figured out the third form, because Hyogoro didn't know it himself. He didn't know the second form or the third form. So it's only the second one that's known in Wano, really.
Kinda, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because we don't really have much to go on there.
I mean, yeah, definitely she has to know
Regarding
the second
first
form.
specifically.
Like, yeah, I feel like she has to know the second form, or at least like.
Yeah, I think you're that second form, third form stuff is. I think you're still wrong about that. We talked about that so many times at this point, and I feel like everything
Wait,
Luffy
what do you
showed,
mean?
like, wasn't the second form or whatever just regular hockey, and then third form was the actual one that damages Kaido.
No,
So
the second form is what
when...
Huh?
Go ahead, Adam.
Whatever the second form is basically what the Scours were using the entire time.
No, I'm
At
pretty
least
sure
in
they were
my
using the
at least
third.
in my opinion.
They
I mean, if
injured him.
if Hyo himself cannot even do the third form, I do not expect the Scabbards to all be able to do the third form.
Yeah, but Hyo wasn't like training with Odin and shit.
No,
Odin
yeah,
is
but
the one that like gave it to
Hyo
the
is literally
Scabbard.
stronger than like all of them.
It's not about
Or at
strength.
least
though,
was.
It's about
but-
technique. It's technique. It's not strength.
Yeah, I mean, most of Kaido's crew is stronger than Hyogoro, and well, okay, not most, but you know, the Flying Six.
Plus,
is, and most of them
plus
don't have
Izo wasn't there also for the last 5 years either, where presumably Odin could have taught them that. Like as well as
that's
that. You know what I'm
assuming he
saying?
taught them in the last 5 years.
Yeah, we don't know when they actually learned it proper.
Yeah.
They were really young when they actually had that panel about Odin teaching them about it. If I recall
You know
correctly.
what? I don't actually think it
Tanjiro.
would have been. I don't think they were too young, but I don't think it would have been in that 5-year period because he was dressed normally, and during that period he was only in like his little robe to.
Kanjuro had his
go
young design though at the time, if I recall correctly, and Kanjuro was the one that was like in that panel where they talked about it. So I'm pretty sure that they taught him. He
we
taught
see-
them earlier on. Is that the one, or not Kanjuro? I guess I was thinking of. Huh? Kanjuro not there? He's not in any of those panels, Evan.
No, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, so Momo is literally there, so that means it's after the 5 years,
Yeah, it would be after the 5 years then.
or during the 5 years. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then, yeah, that would have been no.
Not that we saw Izo stab him, anyways, did we? We just saw him shoot him.
Yeah, but it did damage, so
Mm,
I mean,
Well,
that's fine.
quote unquote damage, like the
Number
other Scabbards did.
quote unquote. The other one's actually
Yeah.
penetrated. That's the
Yeah,
main
she's
thing.
been sailing with Whitebeard for the last 20 years, so like it's fine if she knows
That's
it.
also a factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is that they penetrated. The entire point of using it is to be able to penetrate. I don't think just like there's no second and third. The second form is what they call hockey on fucking Wano, and that's that. That's all it is.
No, there's literally a panel showing the differences.
No,
Yeah.
so okay,
We-
so the way it goes, the
We've
way it
had
goes.
already, bro. Fuck.
But you're the one that's
got it wrong
disagreeing with literally
I
the
wasn't
stated
wrong.
shit.
No, I'm not wrong. I'm right.
Okay,
You guys are
well,
wrong.
let me do it this way. Let me correct me if I'm mistaken. So, the first form was just standard coding. Second form is when they project it out.
Someone
Third
post it,
form
bro.
is when it
Dude,
I'm done
projects
with this.
We should
into
just-
something and explodes.
We should
We
just
really
get-
should
That-
just
that's
move
it.
on.
That's
some
the
people in
progression.
here, whoever wants to
Yeah.
check. 'Cause we're just fucking talking about
Fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
If anybody
We've had
wants
so many
to
conversations about it.
join the chat
Yeah,
with
I
us,
just like being wrong.
Okay, bro. You think that they weren't using the
Adam.
third form, yo bitch ass.
No,
Just raise your
Bitch ass
hand.
ass.
Adam, I know you're not saying shit.
Yeah, you're not Sage.
Hey, the reason I said that is because of that.
Mr.
But,
Carrot, Mr. fucking
what's up, Evan?
Hawkins, Mr.
Yeah,
fucking
what's up?
everything, bro. Oh,
Wait, what did I say
Mr.
about Carrot?
Hawkins.
I don't think I said anything about Carrot.
Weren't you the one that thought Carrot was gonna rescue Luffy?
No, that was
Oh.
Juba.
No, that was me. I was just throwing it out there
Or
as a possibility.
I was on
Okay.
that train as well.
I
thought
bought it
I
after the
thought Momo. I thought Momo was gonna save him.
Good strat.
Yeah,
Okay. Apologies. I'm gonna look that
Nothing.
shit up while we're talking.
Grizz.
Evan,
I
any
said
thoughts?
I said in text.
Oh.
I feel like his name's gonna stay as Zeus. What made you think that his name would change?
Yeah.
I'm curious
It's an-
about that because I never thought about why that would happen.
I guess he is technically a new homie.
No, he
Same
isn't.
soul,
Well,
but
no,
a
he
new one.
knows.
Man,
he's
he
the
knows
same
he
guy
might
who's
He is the
called-
flame attack now.
He's the same
He
guy
knows
who
He might
knows
want to be
about
called
Scarlet.
something different.
Yeah. maybe he
Yeah,
wants-
I mean, like on a technical level, he's no longer Zeus the Cloud. Now he's something the Climb Attack.
I still
But
think
he's
he's
still-
just the
He can,
cloud.
he
I
can,
mean,
he can have the name though. I see, right? Like he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he can have the same name.
Even if he's
I was
more
just
than
like,
just
okay,
being
maybe
able
they
to-
can go with that angle.
It's just his name. I don't think Oda would change his name.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
There-
like,
there's
be,
no
like,
reason
to change it.
accurate to mythology. Like, oh, he's not only Thunder anymore, so now we need to change his name.
and like Nami has always called him Zeus. She's not going to change the name.
Yeah.
Like,
Change it to Wukong.
I think if she
Yeah,
I think if she wanted to change the name, then she would have done it like earlier on, just out of spite for Big Mom or something.
Yeah,
But
Wukong
yeah,
Climb
I think
Attack.
it's Zeus.
That's how it'll go.
Any thoughts,
Alright.
Evan?
So, what I want for next chapter, so where we left off with Yamato finally coming face to face with her father, what I want is for, like in the last page or so, I want Yamato to jump down from the roof, Kaido to like jump up towards her, and then for them to like Bagua clash, like, and then the final page or whatever, and that sparks like some flashback of some sort, like next chapter, or
Mhm.
either Yamato's or
can see that.
Kaido's. Yep.
Yeah, that could happen. I kind of think that Kaido's just going to come to her though, on the roof.
Ye-
I really
yeah,
see the
maybe.
roof coming back play. But yeah, I do think a clash is going to happen, and that'd be like a good way to go into the flashback. That'd be clever.
It's kind of funny that she's screaming down from the roof there.
Yeah, it's,
so
I
far
didn't. I
away
couldn't
that you
picture it.
can't even see her.
Yeah, you just see a little speck, and that's it.
I'm surprised she went all the way up to the roof. I thought she was gonna like cut back, but this is fine as well. This is cool.
I guess she doesn't have observation. Okay, then it's a good way of confirming that.
I don't think
I
that
don't
confirms
think
it.
I don't think that means that.
There are so many
I thi-
like ways.
She
of
probably just
observation gets used.
heard that like the fucking part of the mountain just started falling because of Shinobu's fruit and then looked that way.
Yeah.
No, that she doesn't have it because she
Yeah,
didn't know
there-
that Kaido.
She wouldn't know that because there are so many ways that observation gets used. Not all of it is. It's like
Yeah,
some people can
Maybe-
only do the prediction shit. You know?
maybe she wasn't calm. Like she was like fighting a bunch of fodder as well. So
I literally just think it's like if she
He
has
probably
it, she
doesn't
just
have
wouldn't.
it. But I don't think that's an
She-
indicator necessarily.
Well, I think if she's trying to find the strongest guy in the place, and she's moving around and ends up on clear, almost the other side of the island.
We've never seen
Screaming
it like
down from the
used
rooftop,
like
I don't
that.
know.
We've never seen it used like that. We've never seen like, oh, I can pinpoint exactly where this person is. They're always like looking for people and shit, even though they
Yes,
have
we have.
observation.
That was back. No, I think
Yeah,
back in
can
Skypiea they
scan
did
the
that.
area.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
we've seen that
talking
used
about like
repeatedly.
regularly throughout the series. Like there are situations that we have
Oh, I
gotten in
see.
where they are looking for people and they can't find them, but they could just quote unquote use observation. I literally just think it's like
Gotcha.
not everyone has that type, or
So-
not everyone uses it that way.
Well, we also have seen like people use observation in that way too.
We've seen
I mean-
Usopp do it. We've seen Kobe kind of do it.
And
Um,
Luffy and Kobe, yeah, Enel as well.
I don't think we've
Iso.
seen Luffy do it.
Luffy's done it.
Luffy's
Yeah, I
only done his
know
prediction
what I was
stuff.
thinking.
like
No,
the
no, no,
the
with-
No,
president.
he's done it.
With Caribou. And
He
Kusanagi.
found Caribou, but
Yeah.
like,
But like, how
He also
was that?
found Katakuri.
but that also
Well, it
wasn't that
was-
also wasn't like a war situation. It was literally everyone else is fucking partying and Shirahoshi's in fucking distress.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
him, Luffy,
Yeah.
or Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji were like, he was like, Zoro, Sanji, you guys notice is there a beast in here or something? Like they sensed a presence.
Yeah, they sense a Caribou
Yeah.
Caribou being crazy. But he also does with Katakuri. He finds out that Katakuri is sitting in his little donut hut, eating.
Well, he like
Um,
didn't he like look at it and then he was like, what is
Yeah.
the whatever?
Didn't
Like,
the-
No,
like,
he
builders
sensed
and the
that Katakuri
bakers-
was inside it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like he looked at it, said that, and then he used his observation afterwards on the hut type of thing. Just like how like Zoro had to pinpoint on top of the stone statue of fucking whatever his name is, I forgot.
Pika?
That was
Pika.
that
Oh,
was
I heard.
filler.
No, yeah, he
No,
heard
Zoro
him.
used
He
observation,
literally
no?
heard. No. He literally heard Pika speak, and that's how we
Yeah.
found out who it was.
No,
Are you
this
sure?
is how. This is how.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Adam's
they
right,
do it
yeah.
in the anime, but it was a filler.
Pretty
It was a
confident.
filler thing.
Remember the manga doing it as well, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
Luffy uses observation hockey for Katakuri. Like he says it here.
Yeah, what they
You have
do
a
is they
pamphlet?
sense
Yeah, I
the
posted it.
voices. So like Yamato should be able to pick out that Katakuri, or not Katakuri, Kaido is not in the same level as
I don't know,
as she
man.
is.
I wouldn't
But
read into
we'll
that too
see.
much. I don't think.
Well, it's mostly that she was actively looking for him too. It's not like this was a passive thing that I was
Well,
indicating.
it was
but
mainly like I know he's
wasn't
on the
really
roof,
ch-
so I'm gonna run to the
Yeah.
roof.
Yeah.
She wasn't
what Red
like
just
she
said.
didn't know he wasn't there. In fact, once she got onto the roof, she looked down and saw him there.
But
You
she
know?
also has to ask Momonosuke how the roof situation is going, which she wouldn't have to. She
No,
it-
no, no,
she
no,
it
no, no,
also
no, 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 no. That's not the case at all. The Momonosuke thing is the voice of all things. I'm pretty confident, personally.
no, that
Maybe
was
maybe
just
you think it's
observation.
just regular
All he
observation.
did there was
We don't
sense.
even know Momo
Yeah,
has
that was just.
observation.
Yeah, we do. It was,
I
well,
think it's
we-
obvious at this point, man.
I
Yeah,
just still think
like that.
all of everything he's done was voice of all things. Personally, I don't think that was observation, and I know you guys think that voice of all things is observation, but I don't.
Yeah, on that subject, I want to talk about that too. I do think that it's going to be like the royal fucking offshoot of observation. I think that's what's going to be revealed. What do you guys think?
really?
Like a different application, maybe? Or
Because,
I
like,
think it's just a
like,
separate thing.
but the thing is,
like a
though, like,
mutation.
Like a
of it.
conquer. Like you mean like a conqueror's hockey kind of thing? Like 1 in 20 million people are born with voice of all
Yeah,
things. That
a
kind of thing.
situation.
no, because like,
Yeah, the super
observation
refined
and armament.
observation.
Observation and armament, technically anyone can, develop. Whereas conquerors is that
No.
thing that's
Well,
special.
the
like,
voice of all
like
things is that
qualities
that
of a
same
king.
thing.
but it's
Yeah,
if it's just an
and, like,
extension of
there's-
observation, then like technically, like theoretically, anyone can eventually develop future sight if they trained hard enough. Correct?
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the same thing. This would be like a special thing that you would have.
Yeah,
to
Evan, it's
ignore with
just like Kaido
observation
saying
related.
not everyone can use conqueror's coding. It's like the exact same thing.
But we know conquerors.
Well,
is-
that's a training
yeah.
thing. That's not like an inherent thing about Conqueror's coding.
Yeah,
I might
it's
be
more
wrong.
like conquerors in general. Not everyone can use it. Just a select few. This would be the
So
same thing.
so I want to
Like,
point
not
out.
everyone gets that kind of observation hockey.
So is Luffy the only one we've ever seen refer to it as voices besides Momo?
Obi and Isa, I think.
Well,
No,
like
that's
he
just,
heard
how
voices
they do
of
it.
people, but like specifically like Katakuri wasn't talking, or whatever. It was just like a I hear his voice type of voice of all things type of thing. Is how I interpreted that.
Yeah, that's how observation is done. That's how they sense the presence of someone. It's through a quote unquote voice.
So there have been other instances besides Kobe literally hearing voices.
look in-
actually,
Look in VC mode.
Oh, yeah,
That's how
Many-
all of
Skype
them do it,
is,
I
yeah.
believe. Yeah. I mean, just recently, Kaido and Big Mom
Okay.
did the same thing. Ulti did as well. Luffy, Momonosuke.
gotcha. That's just something I
Uh,
never caught on to. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. I
that's
still think.
why I say that's why I say the voice of all things should be an observation offshoot, because it's the same. It's voice. Either way.
I
You
get
know,
that.
When
I don't
Roger was
know.
referring to how he could hear the Poneglyphs voices, it seemed like he was just using observation on those. And like we know that observation can't really be used on items, or seemingly so far.
Wait,
I
is
don't know,
that- Is that true? Doesn't Fujitora do that?
So Fujitora seems to, but I don't know as well.
It's kind of
You
like
also have that
Toby's
fucking
is everything.
whatever the fuck Zoro does in fucking Alabasta. That also senses objects.
Zoro. But
oh,
you know
yeah,
what? Yeah,
that.
Zoro also has that. That's a special thing too. That's not just observation. That's his fucking breath of all things. I guess.
Dude, this series is
Yes,
so
it's-
fucking vague about everything. I hate it. Oh my god. It makes me
Okay,
so
that
angry.
was straight up that was just early Oda mistake. You could like Breath of all things never fucking came back. It
You
never
could sum
mattered.
it up to like a Zoro technique, or like when he started the phrasing.
No,
of his
I'm not
words,
talking about
right?
that specifically. I thought that was just a swordsman technique. I'm just
Is
talking
this
about
like
everything
Yeah.
in
is this
general.
when the building was about to collapse on him during Alabasta?
Yeah,
That was when he was
No,
fighting
still,
Mr.
Yeah.
Or maybe before.
yeah,
he could sense
yeah,
the voices
Mr.
of
One.
the he could sense the breath of the things that were falling on him or some shit.
That's
And
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, and then it's
That
never fucking brought up again. And then that same philosophy that he
Well, it
used
didn't need
before.
it was just a sword technique that allowed him to cut stuff. That's all it is. It wasn't like a special ability or anything. It's just like the
No,
next step to being a
it
swordsman.
was some
I mean, he was hyping
special
himself
thing
up to
that
cut steel.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
just to cut
Is how
steel.
I interpreted it.
Yeah.
So like then we see later that there are other swordsmen that are able to cut steel. So it was just literally just like the next step to being
I guess a
swordsman, and he just wasn't at
precursor of
that point
that.
yet. Yeah, he just wasn't at that
Yeah,
point yet,
and
and that was him learning it.
it never comes back up again. But that's like the only time someone's just like sensing the whole environment.
Oh no, they're doing it. They're
Uh,
doing it all the time. They just don't show it because it's literally just like this is how you cut metal. These people can cut metal. You just believe that they're capable of doing that, and that's that. It's not like something crazy. It's just like this is how you're able to cut certain materials that you otherwise wouldn't be able to, type of thing.
But that same philosophy was recycled into Rilo.
It was like an application of that. So from my perspective, it was always a thing like this is a similar type of ability. It's like applied the same way, if that makes sense. But it's not literally the same exact thing. This isn't like what Soro wasn't hockey. It was
Yeah,
just
no,
like
I'm
an
not saying
application
that.
of
I'm
similar
saying
kind.
like Oda just, yeah, Oda went and reused that philosophy behind it, and that's how
Yeah.
like Rio is applied now.
Yeah, the actual act of using it that way, or like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he took it from the breath of all things into something else. I don't know.
It's like
It's early Oda.
reinforcing the
assume he's-
idea of it, maybe like with mantra and observation hockey.
I just assumed he had some idea that he decided to go
The-
different.
The way I see it there is that what Zoro did on Alabasta, you can apply to coating yourself with armament, and which is like the equivalent of how you would apply coating yourself with armament to coating yourself with conquerors, if that makes sense.
Like the
So
next
like
step.
kind of, I like what I mean is like that they're applied similarly, so you're able to like take that
Mhm.
concept and apply it another way. I guess.
That's kind of like what Luffy did. Remember when he
Something
got
like
the
that.
Hio flashback? When he first got the Conqueror's coding, he had that little Hio flashback.
Yeah, he thought about like how can I apply conquerors to myself? Oh, I do it the same way that I do it with
Yeah,
armament,
like
kind of.
applied that Hio's philosophy that he learned.
Yeah.
In Udon. Yeah, that's kind of how.
But that's not how Kaido learned it. Kaido didn't learn the specific type of armament that Luffy's doing, right? But Luffy took an existing concept and applied it to conquerors, and it allowed him to use it that way. In that same way, I think what Zoro learned on Alabasta wasn't actually armament. It was just like
Yeah,
you can
because when
use that concept to apply it to armament type of thing. If that makes
when
sense.
he uses Thunder Bagua, he's not using armament. It's just he's coding it without. We don't get that black.
Not
to it.
the
You just get
third
the
level or
lightning.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So Luffy's
Well-
is like specifically special, unless I'm mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I'm sure he's coding it still. I mean,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
coding
he-
it in
he
regular
is,
armament, but,
But
he's not
he's
doing
doing
the
it.
third.
Yeah,
level.
he's
Big
doing it
Mom?
differently.
And Big Mom does
No,
exactly what Luffy does also.
What do
Yeah,
you
because
mean?
her hand is black, right? When she did it.
Well, when she punches page 1, she does the exact same. thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not something just Luffy can do. It's like she's doing
With
it the exact
Conqueror
same way he's
specifically,
doing it.
I
But
mean, yeah,
but what I'm
watch
saying is that
her-
Luffy achieved that by taking an existing concept of that armament. But those people that are also doing it with conquerors aren't using the third stage of armament thing. If that makes sense, they're just using
what?
they're applying an existing concept to conquerors.
So why would you assume that?
Because they're surprised about it being Odin's hockey and stuff like that, Kaido and stuff. It just
Well-
makes sense that it isn't something that he himself does.
Well, that was a whole thing about Odin, not about like their hockey.
It was about the hockey.
Yeah,
It
but it
said
was in
Odin's
relation
Rio.
to Odin, not because it felt like Odin. It wasn't like Odin's technique that he was commenting on.
It was the technique. He even said that it didn't feel like Odin's after the fact. He said, "Oh, it was just an imitation because it's not as powerful as Odin's."
Yeah, he mentions that he saw like Odin's spirit in them when they first attacked and got excited and thought, maybe this was gonna be it, and it turns out it wasn't it. But I
Was
mean,
that
he wasn't
before or
surprised.
after he dodged the attack?
He doesn't dodge anything.
He just takes the hits.
Did he not?
When the scabbards
No,
Shinachi him
yeah.
off the roof.
Oh, that was the Scabbards. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of when Zoro goes for the swing and Big Mom warns him.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, when she says like
he
Edmund
dodged
has
there, or
Odin's presence.
Yeah, like it's glowing and Zoro's about to hit him, and she's like, "Get out of the way."
yeah, that's also telling. Big Mom, since that time, it wasn't just a Kaido isolated thing. So there seems to be some merit to Odin having some remains, some remaining presence everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't interpret it that way, and I don't think that's how it was intended. But I mean, that's up to interpretation, I guess. I don't know. The way I see it is that they're not using Rio. The only people that know Rio are the Scabbards, Luffy, and Hyoguro, and then that's that. But I don't know.
I don't know, man. It'd be weird if they didn't.
Would it be?
'Cause, I mean,
It's just
Kaido-
like a technique that they just wouldn't have like knowledge of how to do.
Are you talking about
I
the
mean,
internal
specifically
destruction
Kaido's
thing, or are you
ability-
Yes,
talking
the
about?
internal destruction thing.
I mean, didn't the
specifically
scabbards
that.
even the scabbards didn't even show that, right? It's just like
Yeah, that's what I was saying, but I don't even think they had that.
They did because they managed to stat. So the Scabbards all use blades or some sort of cutting material. So from my perspective, when someone uses that version of Rio with a blade, it just shows them being able to cut, like someone like Kaido. It just showed them being able to cut Kaido, basically. Whereas like
Well,
with
they can't,
Luffy,
like,
he's doing
penetrate.
yeah. Whereas with Luffy, he's doing like a blunt attack, so it's more visibly shown in that regard. And even then, a lot of it was just him regularly punching but hurting him, and that was like the version of the third form or whatever that we saw of Luffy. Where like sometimes it showed him hitting him at a distance, but like 90% of the time he attacked Kaido during this arc while using that third form was like an actual punch that landed. And that's why Adam thought that. That's why Adam thought that the Conqueror's Haki that we saw Luffy
Yeah.
use the other few chapters ago was actually just him learning the third form, because it was like consistent with showing the distance between the person and the punch itself.
Yeah,
That
even though
makes
we already
sense.
saw him using it weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he mastered it
So-
because yeah, but apparently he did because
I'm
yeah,
I'm so glad
he did.
Oda confirmed that last chapter.
because
man.
the
Like,
fights.
I was so happy, bro.
because Oda was like, yeah, let's have Luffy master it versus a door and a tree.
I mean, yeah, that was
In 7
him
days.
demonstrating it.
Well, he
Did
showed
happen.
it. Yeah, that was the demonstration. That wasn't him like
I mean-
mastering it against those specifically.
He did it on Yamato's cuffs as well, so that was good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually did on the coaster. I forgot about that. Fuck.
But do you
was
see
I
my
saying?
point though, Bean? Regarding that, where like, or even Evan as
but
well. where
Kaido
we know that
actually is familiar. Yeah, Kaido is familiar with the technique though. Like, it's not like this is some unknown thing that they hadn't heard of.
from Odin, yeah, he
So
knows
it's kinda
he knows of Odin using it, but he doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah, it's strange that he wouldn't know how to use it at this point.
Who would teach him?
Like,
Really, he just seems like a beast. Like he can just.
he
doesn't need-
systematically wiped out all the samurai, not all of them, but a good deal of the samurai in Wano, man. He could have just
Yeah.
learned from
So-
getting stabbed by it over and over again.
That's not true. That's not like
So wait-
just something that everyone can do.
That's literally,
Red,
that's
Red, Red,
literally how.
So,
Luffy
Red, I have a
did it.
Yeah,
question
that's
for
just
you.
a
So
Luffy thing, though. He always does.
Fred, I have a question for
Yeah.
you. So when Roger and Wiper clashed on that island, you're saying they did not use the highest level of armament hockey during that
No, that was
clash?
Conquerors. Because fucking.
So it was not. It did not involve that at all. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't think we have any way of knowing that now, Adam. Like I do
Their
think there's
weapons were black,
decent ch-
dude. That like it
Or,
couldn't
that's what I was
possibly
gonna say. I
just
could
been
have sworn their
optics.
swords were black.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's
still
not like they
using
had
armament hockey. It's not like
maybe-
they're not going to use. You could, there's third form of Rio or whatever isn't the only armament hockey that exists anymore.
It's
Because
not,
Kaido
but
only
it's
applies
weird
it to his
that
Kanabo.
they've- Yeah, he does. But he does armament with it too. Like it, it hurts Luffy and all that. But it would be weird if they didn't if they didn't know it at this point. Especially those two and Kaido. Like he's living in the country that is known for using it, man.
Yeah, but
Like,
everyone
I don't
that
know.
knew it, everyone that like knew the third form, isn't alive there or is against him.
Because of him, yeah. Like they would have.
But he,
Even
what
if
does that
he
mean? What does that mean
weren't-
anything? They're just not there anymore, though. Just because he beat them doesn't mean he all of a sudden gains their techniques. That's not how it works.
I
It
mean,
doesn't have to work that way. He's just strong enough without it, is the way I always saw it. And he just knows the Conqueror's Saki thing.
Yeah, he could be plenty strong enough without it. It just seems weird to me that he wouldn't. That's something that he wouldn't look into, especially if it hurt him. If it was the first thing seemingly that could hurt him in a while.
Yeah, the thing is, that even if he did look into it, there's no guarantee he'd be able to replicate it or find
Maybe
it.
he took it as like, and even before the raid was going down, as Odin and them originally tried to take him out, that even if they had it, it wouldn't have satisfied him enough to where, like, Odin was the only person in that time frame when Wano to do that much damage to him, and he realized after beating all of them that he was never going to experience that again, which is why now only Luffy is getting this reaction out of him, like, oh wow, you're actually using this third highest form. Or something of that sort.
Yeah, I think he's just surprised that Luffy's
maybe.
hurting him, and I feel like that alone is just like even more indicator that
Surprised. He was surprised that it only took 2 weeks for Luffy to hurt him. That's what it was. It wasn't that he's like
I feel
using
like
the
I feel like
Haki.
you're just pushing a little more on that. I don't know. I think
No,
he's
true,
just
'cause
surprised in
he
general.
mentions it. Well, he does mention it. He's like, what happened after I destroyed him in Curry? How high is your
Yeah, but it's
ceiling,
not like it's not like he had an
yeah.
idea in his mind of what would allow Luffy to hurt him, and then afterwards stated that he's surprised that he reached that within 2 weeks. He's just surprised that he's like, "What did you do within this period of time?" It's not like a
Yeah.
wow, you achieved what I knew you would do within 2 weeks though. It was shorter than I expected.
No,
type of
I'm
thing.
not.
No,
I'm
he's
not
not
saying
saying it
that.
that
I'm
way.
saying that is his surprise. I'm saying like he's surprised at the potential that Luffy achieved in the time,
Yeah.
not the techniques he's
Mhm.
used. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying he
you're
doesn't care
applying that
about
to
hockey. He's just caring. What?
but you were applying that to the hockey thing before. That's what you were applying it to.
No.
That's why I'm
No, I was just mentioning it in general because Vic started talking about it.
So
okay.
here's what I'm going to say. I don't think this technique is unique to Wano because we already know the other part of it, the level before the internal destruction, is not unique to Wano.
No, it's
Because
definitely not.
that
Yeah,
is what
commission,
Marigold
right?
uses. That is what Sentomaru uses. Oh, actually, I guess
Correct,
Sentomaru
yeah.
could be from Wano. We don't know, but
Yeah,
Marigold is certainly not.
Hey, was
Third level
Rayleigh-
isn't
So-
something we've seen though.
Was Rayleigh not brought up with the Kami?
Well, Odin could have
Well,
taught
Rayleigh
Rayleigh. That's why I
has-
didn't. That's why I
yeah.
didn't bring it up.
Okay.
That's
Rayleigh
why
was
I didn't
on
bring
the same
Rayleigh up.
episode, so
The-
there's not
the
really.
Admiral-
Actually, you know what?
The Admirals used it.
If
during
Rayleigh
Raid.
fucking has it, there's no way Roger and Whitebeard didn't.
Well,
Well,
Rayleigh.
Roger wouldn't have had it until Odin would have taught them to how
Yeah,
to use it. So during that clash, they wouldn't
that
know it.
clash that you talked about was when Odin and Roger met.
Yeah, so
You remember
Roger
that?
wouldn't have had it at that time, but Whitebeard could have had it. But
Or they
Roger-
found it out before because they had been to Amazon Lily. I mean, they didn't need Odin.
But that's not the third
Figure this
form. I'm under the impression that the third form that we're talking about here is like something different than whatever Amazon Lily does. But
So-
there's no confirmation of that.
it's
of course.
kind of goes one into the other because if you know the second form, you can just go to the third. You don't have to get taught the third one. It just kind of you automatically just kind of go into it at some point. So as
Well,
long
it's
as
like
they
the
went to
internal thing.
Well, you have to
Yeah,
apply
yeah, that just
the
happens.
philosophy, like letting your hockey flow instead of just forcing it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the second form is the one that they know at Amazon Lily.
But the
All they
second
have
form
to
is the
do
forcing it
is
out one.
learn.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
Yeah,
mission. You're
and
shooting it out, I think.
that's all you need. If you can do that one, you have the third one.
But
It just
you
just
need
Well-
to apply it appropriately. It's not like it's
No,
not just
you
literally the
just
next
get
step.
Yes, it is literally the next step. That's how Luffy
Well,
got it.
Hyo
He
can't do
skipped
the third
second
one though. To be
entirely.
fair,
Yeah,
Hyo
Hyo
can't
literally
do the
can't do the
third
third
one.
one.
Yeah, he can't. He can't.
Exactly.
Luffy skipped the second one and went straight to the third one.
What?
This is true.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, we
yeah,
haven't
so
seen
if
Luffy
he-
use it. The
we
second
just
one.
haven't. Yeah, we don't know if he can't. If he actually.
I-
skipped
Well,
I
it.
know,
his
we
very
saw it
his
happen.
very
That's how
first
he
use
gets
of
it.
it was destroying the cuffs, and that's the third level. That was his very first
Yeah,
use of
'cause
the mission.
it let it flow and it broke them.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
wrong.
Luffy skips the second form
Um,
because all it is just an
the-
extension of that same philosophy.
The reason I don't know if I agree with that is because the entire time we saw Luffy fighting and punching and whatnot, and then every time they were like, "That's not quite it. That's not quite it." So I always interpreted that as like he was doing the second form and not reaching the third.
That's because
But
that was
I don't
before
know.
he broke his cuffs. That's why.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But
he
I'm
was
saying
having
like
trouble
he's
with-
doing
he
the
did
second, but was
master
having
it.
trouble doing the third. Is what I saw.
No, he was
that.
having
I don't
trouble
know.
with the second and jumped straight into the third.
You know what? You're right because when Kyogro even mentioned like he was surprised that about that and shit. He was like, "Oh, you can do even beyond what I did," or some shit like that.
Yeah, he
So
just
you're
he
right.
just
You're right.
goes like straight into it.
Because he was trying to train him to do the second. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, the fact that Hyogro can't do the third is also an indicator that there's very likely that those on Amazon Lily can't either. You know?
Well, what I was saying is just as long as like Roger had it, odds are he can just trip into the third one, just like fucking Luffy did.
They always have like.
Yeah, I'm not. No,
the
no, I'm not
potential
saying. I'm not
to-
saying Roger was incapable of learning it. But the question you initially had was if when they clashed there, did they have it? I just said no because
Yeah,
they,
yeah, I
yeah.
can just see them already having had it by that point.
Well, we're just going in circles here. Let's
We
honestly.
should-
Yes,
just-
we
Yeah.
are going in circles, and we have been for quite a while.
Should we bring it back to the chapter now?
Because we keep finding something
Yes.
new to
Is
talk
there-
about regarding
Yeah,
it.
is there
Okay.
anything else that we want to bring up for the chapter specifically?
I missed like the first
I'm gonna go
hour or
back.
so of what you guys were talking. I don't know if you
Yeah,
brought up
we-
everything. But...
We talked about
a lot.
Sanji's gonna 1v2 King and Queen. We
Oh,
talked about.
damn. I
else?
was gonna bring up
Wow.
to get people mad. I was about saying Zoro versus King. I wanted to hear you guys.
No,
react to that.
Marco. If it's
No.
not Sanji versus
You're-
King, it's
you're-
Marco versus King.
It's not.
I don't think
I
so.
think Zoro is
but-
gonna help though.
It could happen.
Okay, so I think Marco fights King first. I think he either I don't want to say lose, but I think he's gonna get like exhausted. Then I think Kawamatsu and Izo might chip in a bit, but then I think Zoro is gonna be the one to finish King off.
I don't
Like,
think that's happening. I think Zoro's got elsewhere to be, but I don't know.
I think that might happen. Like Zoro's not going to do like any of the legwork, but he'll just take the credit.
A final
that's
hit I
definitely-
could see
That's
happening.
definitely
at best.
possible.
At best.
Okay, read
I'd
the
love to see that panel where he just ushers out of the cross bandages. Final hit.
he tells Chopper like how many miracles have we seen, right? And then he kicks Zoro over to Chopper and like he says when this guy's healthy he'll be worth 10 men or whatever, and then Zoro says 2,000. So he's fighting again. Like he's definitely getting up.
Yeah, but I
he's
don't
in-
think he's gonna be like fighting.
He's in the light.
Which
he's
is
in the light.
applied in Sanji's statement. He'll only be 10 men. He won't be 2,000.
He'll be 2,000.
He's gonna
Sanji
be
versus
fighting.
Queen.
You gotta prep yourself. This is
Yeah.
traditional Zoro stuff. He's gonna get up and he's gonna fight more than everybody seems to think that he's going to.
Yeah, and he's in a live stage. He's not going to be fighting fodder or like the numbers or whatever. He's going to be. It's like who else is he going to fight?
I don't know
It's-
exactly.
I don't think he's getting a fight.
I
I
don't
don't
know
think he's getting like a
exactly what
proper
he's gonna
1v1.
do, but he's gonna get up and he's gonna push his limits again. You can bet.
Yeah,
on
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, I do think he's getting up. Yeah.
I think King will be relatively like injured per se. Like he'll be fighting. I think Marco will get a full fight against him before Zoro does, but I think eventually it'll come down to a 1v1 or like at least Zoro will finish him off. Like I don't know what else Zoro's going to do. Like he's definitely getting up. That's
You know what
just
would be poggers, bro? Sanji beats the shit out of Queen and then says, "Yo, Zoro, take the rest of this. I'm going after King next." Okay, that's not happening, but yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
Zoro
you
may
still
not be
have like Zoro trying to also be involved in the Orochi plot line, as Red mentioned earlier. I don't.
Yeah, that's where
That-
He
I
might
think
try and leave
that
to do
kinda went
that
out the
because
window for me.
Yasu died, whatever. But who
That kinda went
knows?
out the window for me when Sanji
Whatever.
when they brought him to life stage, and then Denjiro is now nowhere to be seen. So I think Denjiro is gonna get that Orochi plotline. To be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But I'm not gonna
I
rule
think they're
Zoro
both
out of
going
being
to, but maybe
involved.
not. Yeah, I still think both of them are going to be involved just because of what Zoro said back then. But it could just have been like fucking words and nothing comes of it. I don't know. I find that
If
way
anything,
really surprising if so.
if anything, Zoro's just gonna like kill Orochi, saving Hiyori from him or something. If it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I'm saying is prep yourself for Zoro finishing off King.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually kind of with Evan. As much as I like the idea of Sanji 1v2ing, I don't think it's gonna
And
happen.
the 1v2's
Be
not happening.
awesome.
No shot.
Yeah.
I mean, no, dude, I'm
I
not
think
even just
Marco's
being,
taking.
I'm not even just being a Zoro fanboy. Like I was all for Sanji versus King, but Sanji versus
Yeah.
Queen seems pretty locked in at the moment. So
It's just.
Oh,
I
unless
I
Sanji
agree.
again,
I just think Marco's still there. I don't
yeah,
know, bro.
Yeah.
Marco's gonna be doing some heavy lifting. But
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
sure.
saying, this is classic Zoro, and he hasn't done it in a while. He hasn't pushed himself in a while
Mm.
beyond like human limits, like he did all
Uh,
time skip.
Kaido? Remember that?
I'm talking about
remember
before
Kaido?
this arc, you fucking buffoon. Get with it.
Well, he
Oh,
has
well, I'm
been
saying
down
I'm saying we
on
got
Kaido.
that with Kaido though already is what
I
I'm
know,
saying.
he's gonna
So
do
that
it
doesn't
again.
mean it has to be
He's
applied here.
clearly
acknowledging
getting
that,
up
yeah.
again, so he's clearly doing.
Understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah,
He's fighting
but
again. He's on
I'm
the
still
life
on that
stage.
Hiyori plotline, bro.
It
I'm
could
still
be.
on that Hiyori plotline.
Could be. He's not gonna have to sweat against Orochi though. I don't think.
You guys
Yeah,
think
I
he
mean,
can take out King and Orochi in the same arc? Just do so many feats, all the feats.
Yeah, just just give him all the.
Oh my god.
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I still want. I really wanted that Zoro and Sanji team up though, but I just don't think it's happening anymore.
Oh,
Why not?
Sanji and Zoro versus King Queen.
They already teamed
At-
up, man.
At
Still
best, like Sanji.
possible.
At best, like Sanji takes out Queen, and then King's still at like high health or whatever, and then
Yeah,
Zoro and Sanji at damage as fuck take on King or some shit.
I just want
That's, like,
Sanji to 1v1
The only
Queen.
way.
Just like no interference, just Sanji beating the shit out of Queen. Like I don't-
The flying
up of
fight
the
is so much more
century.
entertaining. That's the only reason I'm a little bummed about this. It's just I don't think Queen is a cool fight for
I was all
Sanji.
for Sanji versus King as well, but
I'll take
Where he,
anything
like-
Sanji related since
I won't get into it. But it looks like it's locked in. I like Sanji versus Queen because rather than spectacle, it's there's some underlying lore here that's gonna be addressed.
I want both, bro.
yeah.
I want both.
Can't have both with King. Unless
You're asking
King,
for too
unless
much.
King is Vegapunk's brother or some shit.
Yeah, bro, he is.
Like,
No, for King, I thought the underlying thing was gonna be the identity thing, as a potential, just because he wears a mask and we've never seen his face and shit, and Sanji's whole identity issue going on. That's what I thought that would have been if
They're
it did
both
have
potential
underlying stuff.
perverts. Say
yeah,
potential.
Sure, that too.
both
Yeah.
perverts, that's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how that goes.
I mean, this chapter made me way more hyped up for Queen than I was originally. Like he looks like that teeth panel, like it just looks cool as hell.
Queen's
Yeah.
cool, man. Queen's gotten the most
Yeah.
attention of the
The
three.
teeth panel squid did it.
Dude, it
It's
looks cool.
cool,
And then
yeah.
I just think Sanji's entrance, like the fucking kick on, it's such a crazy
Oh,
attack,
yeah, that's
man.
sick.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
I was just hoping for like a nimble versus nimble type shit. Not
the funny,
chunky versus nimble.
funny as shit.
That's pretty much
is
history chicken.
Dude,
Sparrow's hair.
King doesn't even need to be nimble. He's just like, he got like his big fat ass is like on the building, and then he just like still attacks Chopper with his neck.
I mean, he shoots.
He's having a
shit.
blast.
Like,
I mean, he caught Zoro and Luffy, so I mean he's not
Yeah, he's not slow.
terribly bad. Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
pretty cool. He's
Queen's
not.
cool. Queen's just gotten a lot of attention so far. I'll look forward to it for King, but you know, as it
Yeah.
stands, like Queen's in the
No,
spotlight.
I think Queen is cool. I just think he's not like. I'm gonna be honest. I've always hated the fucking dinosaur zones, bro. They're all just like fucking chunky boys, and I'm a big nimble boy guy, you
I
know.
only agree with you
Why
because
His hybrid's
the-
so nice.
But like, dude, fucking Queen's gonna have like a fucking Kaku hybrid or some shit. It's gonna be stupid as fuck.
yeah,
Well,
probably.
at least Sanji gets to have his goofy ass fight now. Zoro had it during Eni's lobby.
Dude, Sanji's had 80 goofy. He fought fucking he fought Invisible Boy. He fought
Ramen
fucking
guy, Wanze.
Wanze. He fought Mr. Two. He fought every goofy guy in the series. Zoro's had enough of his serious fights. Shut your bitches.
This is to make up for Zoro versus Kaku was just.
Dude, even
fucking-
Jabra was a goofy fight. It had like him pretending to have a sister that he was like
No, it was
Robin's
Robin,
sister and
wasn't it?
shit.
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah, it was Robin's sister or brother, whatever. I don't know, bro. I think
believe
Sanji's
that
had a
was
little more
actually,
goofy fights.
It was anime only, unless I'm mistaken. The whole Jabra backstory thing. I remember that.
Oh, it could have been. I thought it
It
was.
was a really funny
funny.
gag.
I haven't reread that specific arc in a very long time. I've rewatched it more recently, actually.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Is there anything else? We're at about 2.5 hours of time.
So I'm gonna go with what I know is not gonna happen, but what I wanted to happen. I want Kaido and Yamato to talk a little bit before she jumps down. And then we have Big Mom walking from the hole, and she's just holding Law and Kid, and she throws both of them off the roof, and they join Luffy in the sea. But that can't happen now.
Yeah, they're gonna fight out.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen though.
And then they all would have come back up together. That would have been perfect.
Man,
Someone just mentioned, has there been any discussion on why Momo can't die? And we didn't really touch on that at all, but
No,
To
it's
become
the
the-
same question as last chapter. It's not addressed. It seems to be knowing as well now that Luffy was what he heard. It's something specifically from the logbook, and likely
Yeah.
something that Odin might have actually learned on Laugh Tale.
yeah,
well,
it's
he
definitely
wrote
something
down
we
all
don't
about why he had to open Wano's borders. I don't know if he wrote like the full history, but he for sure wrote down like how important it was and like his adventures and such. So
We're gonna learn
personally,
about,
I feel like that's
yeah. If not, I don't think we're gonna learn everything, obviously, but we're gonna learn about the Kozuki role in some measure. I don't know how much, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the deal. So we'll have to see. Yeah, still a question for now, but yeah.
Do you guys think Luffy is Joy Boy? Is my question, because one thing that I see every I go back, I try to get panels for discussions and stuff, and I see that obviously the way Odin words it is we have to. He basically words it as in we need to open Wano before Joy Boy gets here, and obviously Luffy's already here. So do you think that's like it doesn't really matter, or
It's
is it because the obvious answer is Luffy's Joy Boy? Like that's obviously the obvious answer, and maybe it'd probably be subversion if Luffy wasn't Joy Boy, but who knows? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think it
Yes.
particularly matters what time he got there.
yeah. The thing is, the borders will be open by the time Joy Boy
Didn't-
has to be active. Is the
Didn't
point, I
Odin
guess.
say he wants
It's
to
like they
open
were,
them
you know, they're
in
supposed.
preparation for Joey's? Like
Yeah, it's
he
like-
already wanted them to be open.
Yeah, it's like they want to welcome him, but you know, obviously there's not gonna be a welcome, right? So maybe it could be. It could be that somebody besides Luffy is coming afterwards, but I would doubt that. It just
The lurking legend.
That's the biggest problem with the speculation on it, because I can't think of anyone that's a contender for Joy Boy, at least at this far into the story. Like, who else is that
it's hard
that
to
figure
imagine.
If
Yeah.
it's
head, you
not-
know?
It's,
And then
it's
I
I'm pretty
think
sure it's
uh,
not
Just
Luffy.
Luffy,
It's
yeah.
not
when
gonna be
uh,
someone
when
we know.
yeah, but
I had
to
like
what
a
you said,
very small thought that it could be Vivi, like a very small thought because
Toy girl?
Because of the way Emu's like
obviously
focus and
targeting
Emu
her.
grabbed her
Yeah.
picture or whatever, and
Yeah.
then he didn't really have to do that. Like she's it's not like she's an ancient weapon, or at least we don't think so. Like it has Shirahoshi, Luffy, and Blackbeard. Obviously,
Yeah.
Blackbeard and Luffy are like huge threats to the balance of the world, and then you have Shirahoshi, who's fucking Poseidon, and then you just have fucking Vivi, who she's the clearly like the odd one out, and then she's the one or that he grabs. So it's like maybe,
well,
and
well,
then
Could be.
what Kaido said
Certainly
last
possible.
Kaido said last chapter about so you couldn't be Joy Boy either. It seems it kind of seemed to me like he expected one to who Joy Boy is would be the one to defeat him, or just like he definitely considered Luffy a contender.
So Adam, that
Where-
probably,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
probably
I think
gives
it
me a
is
different
Luffy.
idea.
Yeah, like
Does he say anything about we need to have the borders open before, or is that the dialogue?
Yeah, no, I
Because
think
if
he does.
that's-
Let me-
If
let me
that's the
find it.
dialogue, then I don't think it matters. It could still. Just
if
be
I
Joy Boy.
manage here, if I manage to survive this boiling, I would like to open up his country. Long ago, the ones responsible for closing this nation to the rest of the world were the Kazuki clan,
Time.
and it was to protect Wano from a great external power. Wano, no, the entire world awaits a figure, and when that figure appears after an 800-year span, this country must be prepared to welcome and work with them.
So
that's it.
And in regards to that, I think it's like they wanted to prepare for Joy Boy, and that was
Yeah.
like their entire goal, but it didn't. They just didn't succeed, and that's it. And now Luffy is opening himself as Joy Boy.
Yeah, he's
It's
already
also,
here.
It's
Yeah.
also clear to me
Yeah.
now, dude. The reason why, the world hasn't been saved yet is because Kaido is Joy Boy, and the country hasn't worked with him properly. They were trying to revolt against him and shit.
God damn it. That would be an awesome twist.
You're right.
No,
That'd be ridiculous. That'd be
we
ridiculous.
actually
No,
see
you're right.
Odin,
You're right.
we actually see Odin talk about not making it and predicting that in 20 years the people will be here to beat Kaido.
yeah, he said like
so
powerful pirates. Or
it-
whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, I
his
guess
plan
the-
was to do it before Joy Boy came around, but he acknowledged that wasn't going to be the case. But it's not like they had to do it before Luffy got there. It's just, once the country's freed, then they can work.
It's not
with
like prophesized that the country will be open before Joy Boy arrives or something.
He
It's
wanted
not-
he wanted to
Oh,
like look at the panel.
Yeah.
like,
It's
of-
very
It's
yeah.
what he wanted to happen, but it's
Yeah.
not what's going to happen.
The only other contender I could have even remotely think about is: do you think at any point in time, Ace could have been someone that would have been eventually Joy Boy, considering he went to Wano himself at one point? Not that meant exactly like obviously it was timing horrible, but
No,
the only
because
other person.
Ace doesn't really have like. I mean, I guess that changed. He originally did have his own goals, but like
Right.
eventually he just became part of Whitebeard's lackeys. Basically, I don't think Joy Boy would.
he certainly
do that.
knew, or at least he knew Wano existed at least, and the whole Yamato deal.
I agree with Chalk there. Joy Boy is going to be just whoever's going to go off to find Laugh Till, One thing I like about the series is obviously we know Luffy's going to do it, but it's not so set in stone that it can't be someone else.
Well, no,
yeah,
I think it's at least clear. I think it's at least implied, highly implied that Joy Boy is this whale sovereign or whatever. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's at least what I think is implied.
Well, it's
Yukoko?
going to be whoever.
Jim.
Joy Boy was supposed to
I mean-
just have a
He's a
relationship with
shit.
Poseidon is all. But yeah, that's I think that's obvious. Like he's gonna be the ones that the Sea Kings want it. Wait, whales or Sea Kings? What are you talking about?
The whales.
The whales will be overjoyed.
what?
Like
etc.
Laboon and his
Yeah.
group.
Yeah, you're not, maybe not Laboon. Yeah, just
The whale they're referring to is clearly
yeah.
It's like the whales
Ah.
in the distant seas will blah 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 blah.
They will
Find it.
rejoice. They're sovereign. Blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
Roger
You guys
made
are-
One Piece.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not gonna get.
Or,
into
you
this
know.
one. There's fucking
Yeah.
too many.
Joy Boy,
questions.
man.
It was just one of those things that I always
good
thought,
question as well.
Can't believe Joy Boy got name dropped, by the way, still last chapter. Yeah.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
near the end of the series, man. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Slowly but steady.
You know what? I actually did want to mention something this chapter. The fucking crack in the fucking club theory is gone, by the way. There's no fucking crack in the club.
I told you guys
This-
there's no crack. I think.
I mean,
think-
I agree.
think
I agree that
Luffy-
there was a crack.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's something. In some tellings of Momotaro, the Oni's like club gets cracked at the end of the fight. So maybe that happens later. I don't know. Could be possible.
Yeah, it'll probably happen later.
But
Maybe Luffy breaks it or something.
I mean, it's like
Yeah, that'd
Dofi's
be the idea.
glasses or
That'd
like
be the
fucking
idea.
It'd
shit
be
like
funny
that.
to see Kaido fist fighting.
yeah. Who knows?
That'd be
But yeah, I definitely thought it was just some funky art stuff. I didn't think it was like a clear crack, despite it.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even funky art. It was literally, if you go back and look
It's
at the
just the-
panel, it
it's
was
the
the
hockey
same
stuff.
streak goes
Yeah.
into the electricity. Yeah, so it's just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were talking about it, so I thought I'd mention it here just before we end.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Yeah.
wrap it up though. Yeah.
Sounds good.
We're
Agreed.
into it 2 hours 45 minutes. It's been a good podcast. This chapter is really great. A lot of shit to talk about, and
Almost
this is
3
probably
hours,
the
bro.
longest one that we ever did for a single chapter. I mean, that's we've
Mhm.
we've gone this long for 2 chapters before. But this one we just kept going, dude. So
There was just
Yeah.
so much to fucking talk. It's every
yeah, a lot
fucking
of stuff to unpack.
full.
It's
Great
going-
chapter.
The last few chapters have just been fucking insane. Like there've just been
I
so
cannot
many
wait for
big
next
questions. Yeah, I know. I'm dying. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna be like on the edge of my seat waiting for the freaking
Yeah.
summary, dude. So,
disgusting. You fucking spoiler readers.
Cope.
Hey, don't spoil me again, Evan. How about that, brother?
Hey, I'm safe, brother. I'm sorry, man. I
Hey,
actually really
you
am
know,
sorry about that.
Red's just
Fine, it's fine. Your intentions are fine. No, I'm not. That's dude. He spoiled it. The specific thing I got
Oh,
spoiled
no,
on was
okay,
Sanji
that's-
versus Queen. That's pretty big. Literally the one thing I don't want to fucking get spoiled on, bro.
The one
But
thing
anything
you-
related to
Not
Sanji.
only that, you just didn't want to hear it. You
No,
fucking
I'm fine. I was
king.
fine with
Didn't
it.
want to hear the truth.
I fucked
I
up.
was fine with it. I just
That's
didn't
a-
want fucking. I don't want Sanji spoilers, bro.
Different.
Fucking Christ.
Anyway, yeah.
Um,
All right, it's been a good one. I'm gonna turn off the stream. We can maybe try and hear it a little bit after, but I'm gonna turn off the recording. It's